Look, Ennis. You can see it. That is the cornerstone of the north, the city of Sheffield. It is a very imposing citadel. Is that castle on a hill? Yeah, and the only place with walls like that are Camelot and here. Did you know, the castle walls of the Fairy Kingdom are special. Wall-building Fae spent a long time building them, and they act as bounded fields. Essentially, you can only enter or exit through that gate. If the gate is open, you can easily pass through. If the gate is closed, it forbids passage. It is a magical wall built with those rules, with exception of water circulation and windows. As long as the gate are guarded, they are well protected. I heard that Bogart oversaw the construction of everything, including the castle. Bogart, is he the Lord of Sheffield? You got it, Bogart, the Ember of Big Talk, Bogart the Loveless. A thug who not only lost the battle for the head of the Fangs, but also got himself kicked out of Norwich. He competed for the position of head of the Fang clan. He must be a very imposing person. Can't get why you call him a big talker, but what do you mean by loveless? It means that literally Annis, Bogart arranged himself marriage with human women. Every fairy he had as a wife up until now has hated him. Battles Meru with Whitwell's money game with Spriggan. His wives betrayed him at the last second in both of those, so he cast him out. Ever since then, Bogart has a human mistress by his side. He thinks that if they are a slave, they won't betray him. That is why he's called Bogart the Loveless. Well, if you ask me, he just doesn't believe in love anymore. That is, he must be so miserable. But he still built such an amazing fortress. He seems like such an honorable man. You already get into building, or rather, castle walls. And I wonder if you were somehow involved with castle after all. You remember anything about that? It would be great if you could at least remember where you were born. No, everything from before you saved me is still just, how do I put this? I get the feeling I came here with a very important purpose. Of course you did. You're the child prophecy. A fairy knight here to protect us, to save our Britain. Yes, I'd be glad if that was the case. I've seen many different places in Britain up to now. I've been here less than 10 days, but I think it is very, very beautiful country. If I really do hold the power to protect this country, I couldn't be any happier. Hey wait, Rob, we're almost at the checkpoint. It's now or never. Call an intermediary. Let's get this over with. Right, this isn't a good time to be in Sheffield. But what the hell? We come this far, so what is the harm in sticking together like a little while longer? We're introducing Annis to Bogart, aren't we? Then we have to head to the castle. Huh, right, alright, whatever you want. This is too heavy a load for stinging peddlers and wannabe bandits. And so the wagon reached Sheffield. It was about the same time as when Yuki was still asleep in the nameless forest. About the same time as when Da Vinci had reached Salisbury and the first met Mike at the tavern. In the turbulent city of Sheffield, where the flag of rebellion was raised against the Queen Morgan. The other child prophecy entered the stage. The child prophecy? That little girl? Yes, there was no mistaking Master Bogart. Iron shield and armor and a dangerous looking cylinder. On top of that, she got monster strength, strong enough to crush rocks. Please forgive the lack of information about her hometown, for that is the maiden secret. This is Annis, the child prophecy, destined to save Britain. Please give her the highest appraisal and treatment she deserves. Idiots. This girl is no fairy. Don't think you can fool my nose. She is human. Huh? Anus is a human. Don't mess with us like that. Your body and magical energy are on par with the fairies to begin with. There is no way a human could possess that kind of strength. Humans can be mighty warriors too, although it is rare. This girl, she does indeed have the scent of a fairy, but she also smells very slightly of a human. Coming here to sell me such a product, you've underestimated me. My chef view, liars are criminals, and fraud is capital offense. Guard, seize them, imprison the girl, hang the merchants. Sir. Save us, Annis. Ugh! I'm sorry, but please stand back. What is more, Rob and others are not liars. I don't have my memories, so I don't know if I'm really the child prophecy myself, but if the two of them believe in me, then I'm the child prophecy for both of them. If you think they're bad, then please treat me the same way. Anus. This girl is absurd. Call in the Fang soldiers. We can't handle her on our own. Protect little Bogart. Wait, don't waste your energy. She's not hostile. So it wasn't a trick after all. Very well, I'll hear you out. Give the merchant their payments. What is your name, brave girl? Yes, they gave me the wonderful name of Anus. Good grief, you don't eat children, do you? Forget the name Anus. Hey, are there any guards that can still move? Yes, I can somewhat. Everyone else is still numb from that impact. Take her to Habitrot's atelier as soon as the preparation made. Show her to the princess chambers. While I'm not impressed with her slender build, the way she demonstrated her strength was to my liking. I've yet to savor the sight of such a woman. Rejoice, young lady, for you will be my partner this evening. He got cocked it. He got NTR. Bathe yourself and wait for nightfall. My 60-second bride. Bride? Anus is getting married? Huh. And so she arrived. To the fairy destined to protect her until the very end. At the atelier of the jolly and ever popular Habitrot. Happy Nyan. You got a new job, Happy Nyan. I know you got a mountain stuff to do already, but please hear me out. About losing your temper, Happy Nyan. Quit talking to me like I'm your cat. I told you to stop bringing me more work. I came here because you said I would be sewing dresses, but every day is nothing but armor and spears and bags. Who do you think I am? I'm the finest dressmaker in Britain, the great Habitrot. Sorry. Bogart told me to get changing you here, so... Did it? Habinan, have you finally broken down? Well, you've always been a little funny in the head, but... I did it! I finally got a decent job. Oh, but this was worth the wait. No problem. She needs a dress, right? I'll get it done in a jiffy. You're adorable, after all. It is decided I'll make you my bride too. Bride in addition to being Bogart's bride? Why not also be this fairy's bride? I'll pay no attention to her. She's just that kind of fairy. A while back, we put out a call for fairies who can make wedding dresses, and she just showed up suddenly. She's good at what she does, but the way she acts is a little strange, old-fashioned, or maybe it's better to say she goes at her own pace. I don't even know whether she understands that we're rebelling against Morgan or not. But her skills are the real deal. According to her, she's the bride's best friend. That is right. I'm the yarn spinner, Habitrot, a professional seamstress. I'm a fairy who secretly helps bride who are all in a dizzy before they get married. Well, that is beside the point. I've been ready to go for a long time. Let's get your measurement done right away. Guard, out, leave me alone with her. And tell Bogart he has to wait a day. He thinks everything can be done in a rush. Sir, you want me to bring you some milk later? As reward for my work, of course. Heat some up and bring it back. Hello, young lady. It is alright. There is no need to be scared. All these stunning developments, and you don't know what to make of it all? Is that right? But I'm your new best friend, after all. I'm the sworn ally of all future brides. Habitrot. Enough of that iron armor. Let me prepare a special dress for you. Hello. Nice to meet you, Habinyan. I'm Enes. No, I mean. Bogart told me not to use that name. Enes. Could it be an important name to Bogart? Oh, Enes. That is definitely not good. A long time ago, there was a scary fairy called the Black Enes. She kidnapped children and ate them. You are nothing like her. Let's see, excuse me for a second. Ah, I thought so. I'll call you Mash. Is that alright? Yes. It is hard to throw away the name Enes, but I'm not uncomfortable with the sound of that one either. But why Mash exactly? It is written on your shield, see? Look on the back, it says Mash in chalk. Ah, oh, it does. So big too. I haven't even noticed it. You've got a few screws loose for someone who writes their name all on their belongings. This, she rediscovered her true name, but was still made for mortality. There would be some time yet until she was truly matched once again. Alright, done with the measurements. Let's get to the work. Oh, do you have a favorite color? Your armor was black, but I think you look great in white. Habitrot was in good mood, as she skillfully cut the fabric with scissors. And so the next day, Habitrot's greatest, most joyous occasion came to an end. Alright, I finished with the adjustments. You can open your eyes, Mash. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Oh my goodness, such a wonderful dress, Habinyan. It is easy to move around in, warm, and best of all, it is very soft on the skin. It is like I'm covered in stars. I'm such a lucky bride for you to have done this for me so soon after I arrived. Yeah, good morning, Mash. It is a relief. I'm so glad you like it. And now the true story begins. No longer the knight of the shield, but a princess invited by all. A time of peace unlike any other in the fairy kingdom. The truly shining days had begun. For you see, it will only be a short while before the fortress of Sheffield will crumble in flames. In the early morning, the castle town was bustling as if celebrating a festival. Rumors of the princess spread like wildfire, a knight adorned in armor who could hold their own against Moors and Black Dog alike. A princess stronger than Bogart himself, more on that later. Did you hear about the new princess? The one who blew away Lord Bogart. Lord Bogart can withstand a blow to the face from Gawain, so that's a considerable feat. The merchants who brought her say she's the child of prophecy. If she's the real deal, maybe, just maybe, we can return to Norwich. Yeah, I caught a glimpse of her at the castle yesterday. That is the real child prophecy. The very air around her is very different. She's no ordinary fairy. Best of all was the lovely smile on her face when she looked my way. She's a match even for Lancelot. Hey, did you hear that, Winky? The whole town is talking about Mash. That Bogart guy paid us a lot of money for her. Now we'll have nothing to worry about this winter. But we haven't been able to see Mash since. Never thought she'd be living in the castle. I thought she'd stay with us forever. Dumbass. Have a little patience. Bogart will be bored of her soon enough. Then we'll just pick up Mash and head to Edinburgh next. Nugget in the north would pay an even higher price for the child of prophecy. Hey now, aside from how much an idiot Rick is, what are you thinking about Rob? Ash is just a commodity. Once she's sold, that's it. She has nothing to do with us anymore. It's about time we depart Sheffield. If we stay too long, we'll never be able to leave. What are you saying, Winky? We can't just run away. We got money, so why don't we stay here until the spring? Right, Ash protects us. She protects outcasts like me and Wag. We are staying here until we can return the favor. If you want to leave, you are on your own, Winky. Unlike us, you got a good head about you, and you're from this kingdom to begin with. You're not like us outcasts who drifted here. You can make it anywhere. That is a bit of a stretch. The cleverer you are, the more cynical you end up, unless you can overturn your beliefs. For the record, I don't recognize you as the child prophecy. I let the townspeople say what they like because it is a convenience for them. Do you understand? Don't think you have any right to speak of this. Strength alone is not enough to stand against Morgan. The dignity and grace of a king are required. You need not be anything more than a decoration to stand by my side and represent the image of a Greek princess. I understand, Lord Bogart. The dignity expected of the Princess of Sheffield, you mean. By the way, did you get enough rest last night? I'm so very sorry for my rudeness. Not even scratch it, you don't need to worry. Guards, are we going to the barracks now? I have to see the condition of the soldiers. Keep an eye on the princess. Make sure she doesn't leave the castle. Sir, leave it to us, Lord Bogart. Bogart may have been a cold-hearted fairy, but was an ideal fit to be Lord of Sheffield. For the coming confrontation with the Queen's army, he gathered mercenaries, trained his soldiers, and fortified the walls of the castle. For the sake of not wanting to lose more than he had already, he strengthened his army. Despite his underlying fear, Bogart made for a good king at this time. Acting dignified. Puffing up her chest in a dignified manner. Realized that's probably not what she should be doing. A Lady Mash. Yes, I'm the princess, what about it? Yes, I know. A Lady Mash is Lord Bogart's wife, so does that mean you'll be ruling Lady of Sheffield? If that's the case, for sick of people, I have a favor to ask. Lately, there have been a lot of more sightings west of Sheffield. According to merchants, Lady Mash can touch the moors and not get corrupted. We of the Fang clans are relatively more resistant to the moors toxin than the others, but it is still really painful, so please lend us your strength. So that's why you brought me outside. Of course, leave everything to me. I'll do my best as the one who accidentally destroyed the castle walls last night. So cute, but that is wrong. What are you doing with Mash, you well-mannered guard? At what point did the kingdom become so dangerous that we need the princess to fight for us? Should I tell Bogart? But protection of one land is duty of the lord and his wife, and besides, Queen Morgan, the princess, is a villain to begin with. Did you just say my bride's evil, you bastard? Take a good look at how pretty she is. She couldn't hurt a butterfly or even trample a flower. She's the happiest bride on the face of Earth. Why are you wearing armor? You didn't rip my dress, did you? It is no problem. I put it over the dress and it fits perfectly. You're wrinkled doing that, and I'll have to finish up a new one later. But this comes first. I won't let Fat Mash fight all by herself. I'll fight by your side. Yeah, you can't have none. If you touch the Moors, you'll. Stuff like extermination of Moors, when it requires a little creative thinking, fairies these days have just gotten lazy. More importantly, my name is Habitrot Mash. Even you are forbidden from calling me Happy Nyan. In no way, why not? I knew that fighting would be tough, but all that hard work is no fun at all. Avatron, you are amazing. I've never seen a fairy with such sharp movements before. Really? That was craftsman's once a day, finishing touch dive. Working on wedding dress from dusk till dawn. Speed start happy now, they call me. Yeah, I was surprised as well. Lord Burger judgment is super B. That fret spinning culture trepidation, could it be a creation from the Wind Clan? But the Wind Clan left Meru behind 12,000 years ago. Mirin? By Mirin, you mean the Game Master Mirin? Huh, so she's still alive, then, or maybe her daughter has taken over. What does it matter? What is important is that we beat the Moors. We'll be thanked for this, right? You should treat us to a nice lunch. Might be against the rules to enjoy a meal in front of Bulgar, but in town, there is no need to worry. Yeah, of course. And since we can't introduce Lady Mash to everyone, we'll be killing two birds with one stone. Is this really alright? Lord Bogart told me to make sure to keep a low profile, so... It's fine, it is fine. Besides, he won't be back until this evening. You've had it rough until now, haven't you? You should enjoy yourself as much as you can. The fairies of Sheffield love human culture, so there is no bias against human here. If we go to the tavern, we can have a big party. With you as the focus, everyone will be happy, Mash will be happy, and I'll be happy. That is right, Lord Bogart forbidden the treatment of humans as slaves here from the get-go. We are all fellow outcasts after all, everybody's on equal footing here. No, if anything, the humans save us. Personally, I also have a human woman I like to propose to. That is right, Sheffield is a free town. I was sure it was just Mograt trying to act cool. Queen or Morgan's the opposite, or something like that. By fellow outcasts? Or did you not know until 100 years ago this city was abandoned? Then Bogart and the rest of us rebuilt it into Sheffield you see today. We were original citizens of Norwich, but were banished by Lord Spriggan. And had nowhere else to go, so we drifted here. That is why. That's why we can't overlook what's going on in Norwich. The Queen has taken no measure against the comedy pool that spun forth above the city. We may have been exiled, but Norwich is our home. In an effort to save it, Lord Bogart is flying the flag of rebellion against the Queen. In a moment just before the current of night fell, in your world it will be the hour of dusk. She stood up alone atop the castle walls, looking out over the fair kingdom. The twilit sky stretched out without end over the image of Britain, ever beautiful yet sorrowful. What are you doing? Did you forget the way back to the castle? Bogart, the view is quite beautiful here. Address me as Lord when you speak to me. Don't forget to show me proper respect. It is only natural. We should have a good view. This place is meant for keeping an eye out for invaders of our territory. However, what you and I see as good is entirely different. This is once a battlefield. Only recently have the bloodstain beginning to fade. I am sorry. I did not know about the circumstance of this town. It was selfish of me. To you. Yes, what was all that, Lord Bogart? Nothing. This scenario, it looks good to you. These desolate hills, as far as the eye can see, these hills, not of the world of men, but ruled by us fairies. Yes, to me they appear irreplaceable. When I look at them, I get a feeling of profound loneliness, but also of affection. Rob Winky. All the people who have ended up here, Aaron and Sheffield. I understand everyone is suffering. I don't quite understand why that is, but everybody deserves to live here. They want to live in this city no matter how difficult. I don't think a Britain that wishes for no more than that can be ugly. What a foolish opinion. This is why humans are so troublesome. Return to the castle. You can be seen from the barracks here. Your being here is a distraction to the soldiers. I'll be late tonight. Have Habitat keep an eye on you. Yes, thank you for your concern, Lord Brogard. And that is what he said. Lord Brogard is a fine lord, isn't he? You're just being deceived, Mash. There's nothing decent about a man who makes his wife call by his title. Is that so? I thought that was because of his position as a lord. Since when I called him that, he had a very pained look in his eyes. What the hell? That is even worse. Old Lion Face is actually a devoted husband. Don't mess with my bride, even if your marriage is only for appearance sakes. For appearance, you mean this is a fake marriage? Am I actually a deceitful vixen who's using her woman charm to seduce a gentle Lord Brogard? Am I actually a match seductress in addition to a child of prophecy? Maybe you are. It's too much for Lord Brogard to hang out. He's the kind of guy who needs to be hated. You're his natural enemy. Your predecessor must have really screwed up Bogart. What do you mean, needs to be hated? I'm talking about the underlying desires and special traits of fairies. I want to be loved, I want to be hated, I want to be protected, I want to be hurt. Humans' emotion change over time, but the desire of fairies have fixed direction. Bogart is trying to suppress his violent impulse through reasoning. He wants someone to hate, and he can't display his true quality without that. Well, as long as Mash is Mash, Bogart can't be too rough. As long as I am who I am. But how can I do that? I have no memories. I didn't even know my own name. Until I came here. No, until Rob and the others called me the child prophecy. I didn't know what to do, or what I should be doing. No, from the very start. Did I even have a self before I lost my memories? What do you mean? There is one thing I come to learn from losing my memories. There's a void in my heart, like a big hole. All fairies have a purpose. You say that it's the gain they desire. Helping someone for money, hurting someone for money. But I don't have that. It always becomes apparent after I help others. I ask myself, what do I want now that I come to help? It's such an empty feeling. And as someone with a heart, that wasn't something that could be endured forever. Before I lost my memories, I was probably not even aware of this emptiness. But now I understand, because I can't remember anything else. I can't fool myself anymore. There is some part of me missing. No, there's a gap waiting to be filled by something, but I stubbornly refuse to let it be filled. And I really feel like there's nothing I can do about it. I have a blinked it and expected confession. Losing her memories wasn't all that bad. She had become aware of an even grander problem. Hello. Right, not many people understand what kind of personality they have or what they really want. They say that you finally understand right before you die, but unfortunately, we are still alive. What you need is urge to live in the present, a purpose you can be proud of, to become someone you can love. You said there's a gap, huh? It's not just conception what you should do as a person. It is the desire to act as yourself, what they call an ego. You don't notice it until you're being supported by someone, but finding that is a journey for you and you're alone, Mash. It might seem like a big deal to leave off right in the midst of it, but do not fret. She won't get her hands on the answer until much later. For now, a few small words of encouragement will suffice, so that one day the wheel of time may spin a story just for you. Oops, I forgot an important scene. How about we go back in time for a bit? I've been waiting for you, my lord. Thank you for your hard work as lord of the city. The image of a wife showing devotion to her husband, is it? How shrewd. I see through your shallow wisdom, young lady. Your fate is decided if you act obediently. My objective is the throne. I will kill Morgan, even if I have to defeat the clans. Everything is no more than a tool to achieve that. You are no different, child of prophecy. I'm used to embracing humans. Let's scatter some flour here. Resist if you desire, however, don't expect to be treated gently, right? In the room for honored guests at Sheffield Castle, the room reserved for MASH, the child of prophecy was told to don her wedding gown and await Bogart visit that evening. To put it simply, she was the 62nd bride, and this was her wedding night. Gwa! Yeah? What's going on? Is it siege? Lord Bogart. What on earth? Ah, the wall near the throne is collapsing. Everyone, to arms. Lord Bogart has been assassinated. Stop that nonsense. I'm still alive. Don't call the guards. I merely slipped it. Ah, my apologies. How very like the rock line to be unscathed after falling more than 50 meters. I'm so sorry, Bogart. I'm coming right now. Are you hurt? I'm sorry. I was so very nervous. You tried to use my soldier as support when you stumbled from exhaustion, but it was so sudden. I reached out and he just flew off. Suddenly realized what happened. Guardsman, not a word of this anyone. Understood? Sir, I understand. I didn't see a thing. Now please excuse me. The child of prophecy is amazing. I can't wait to tell everyone. Bogart, shall I rub your back? No need. You're not to touch me ever again from now on. What sort of wife throws her husband out of the castle on their wedding night? The rumors spread overnight. A princess of iron who made even Lord Bogart Neo. She was strong, gentle, and somewhat eccentric. It was a rival of a here-told unseen fairy knight, they said. I'm telling you, Sheffield's been reborn ever since Lady Magic come here. Not only she can fight off the moors, she's happy to help with anything. But best of all, she scold Lord Bogart if he gets too violent. Thanks to her, the old Lord Bogart is back. This way we won't lose the Queen's army, we would take Norwich back. 3 cheers for Lady Mash, 3 cheers for Lord Bogart. 3 cheers for our own knight, or the Knight of Sheffield. Hip hip hooray. Man Weg sure doesn't have a care in the world. Knight of Sheffield, my ass. Mash is a child prophecy, not just a knight for this town. I mean, the princess dress is nice, but it is something special after all. If you ask us, Mash looks excellent wearing that iron armors of hers. You jealous of Bogart, Rob? You're the ones who brought her here. Of course not. It's just weird how the people here keep putting her on a pedestal. Not that. We didn't do the same thing. Every morning I see Mash on top of the castle walls, looking off into the distance. She seems so lonely, like she's unhappy, even though she's always smiling. I would to wonder if we might have a mistake in bringing her here. And you think she might not be the child prophecy, Rob? We just pick her up off the side of the road at first to begin with. She was, well, just another piece of merchandise. Despite that, we had feelings for her before we knew it. We talked with her like she was one of us. Weg and me aren't from the fairy kingdom. We are just fairies from somewhere else that washed ashore. They call us flotsam objects, human fairies. It just happens sometimes. We are changeling like that. Flotsam? I never heard of this, but I guess that's what happened under Morgan's rule. We don't belong to any clan, and we aren't nature spirit either, so there is no place for us. Her Majesty Morgan soldiers will capture you, draw command spells on you, and leave you for dead. She does have guerrilla power. Even if they leave you be, at the end of the year, you will die when your taxes squeeze out. Killing isn't necessary. That is why I was desperate to do whatever jobs I could find. Weg's just the kind of guy, no matter what's happening, he's just oblivious. Well, I'm the older brother, so I gotta take care of him. Every year, survival became the only thing I cared about. I guess I have to thank for why I haven't turned into a Morse yet then. Well, I forgot a few things in exchange. Hesitation, wonderment, compassion. Before I knew it, I started thinking of myself as a legitimate scoundrel and just did whatever I wanted. That would have been easy enough. With that girl, though, I knew I hadn't forgotten. The child prophecy will save the fairies of the fairy kingdom. We are just outcasts, it doesn't matter to us. So maybe she's not the real deal, the child prophecy won't save us. Anus is but a fake, she's something more than the child prophecy. Maybe then you're still in town because... What do you think, idiot? Get the hell out of here. You're just the Princess Taylor, quit selling your bullshit. That is right, I'm Habitrot, the sea mistress, friend of all brides. Leave guarding Mash to me. If we are ever trouble, I'll come to you first. Yeah, who's afraid of the Queen or the Moors? We'll protect Mash. You were right, after all, Winky. If we had parted sooner, none of this would... Winky, hey, where did he go? He betrayed us. Lord Bogart, the 4th platoon has returned from Edinburgh. They were unable to meet with McNamara personally, but negotiation went smoothly. We managed to get the iron weapons. Send the weapons to the fairies, and the armor to the human barracks. The humans will assist the fairy soldiers with their presence. I don't expect much from their war strength. It's enough to if they avoid dying. Sir, I'll have the tailor fit your armor right away. Has the child prophecy gone into town again? I thought I told her to stay by the throne. A lord's wife should not be so thoughtless. Who is giving her these ideas? Is it Habitrot? You think she can push her luck just because she's useful as a tailor? Tell her there won't be next time, even in regards to the child prophecy. Ah well. Lady Mash said she wanted to be helpful to Lord Bogart in her own way. Only those who obey me are any use to me. In Sheffield, I am the law, no matter the reason. The punishment for disobedience is death. Hey, yeah, I heard... Yeah. You got your hands on some weapons. I just came to check if you got a bunch of garbage or not. What is it, Bogart? In the mood again? Are you upset that Mash isn't here? I see. Mash is real strong after all. I heard troops are on their way here from New Darlington. Does that great rebel lord want his wife by his side to protect him? I need no one's protection. I don't want to be bothered by having that girl anywhere near me. Then it doesn't matter where Mash is. As far as you're concerned, all you need is for her to be in Sheffield, right? Shh! You don't know when to shut up. I'd twist your head off if I could replace you. Very well. The child prophecy can do as she please during the day hours. But you are taking quite the tone with me, Habitrot. Expect you brought some appropriate results. The iron cylinder that was brought in with that girl. It is similar to the spear Morgan carries. Can you figure out its inner working? Is it something we can make use of? I don't know how it works, but if you just want to shoot it, that should be fine. I can tell that's not its original purpose though. Somehow just touching it makes me feel sick. I think it is a weapon that shouldn't exist in this world. Mash, why do you have something like that? It really doesn't suit you at all. Indeed, she never mentioned the cylinders. Perhaps she's unconsciously avoiding it. You could even say she's trying to escape it. Whoa, that is pretty perceptive for you, Bogart. More than the same opinion, but let's be honest. I don't care about child prophecy. Can it be used as a weapon? Oh yeah, I mean, it is a cannon. Do you know what that is? No. You put a bullet, or magical energy in this case, in the chamber, compress it. With combustion, it is forcibly expelled. But it sucks up a lot of magical energy. The fairy who shoots it will likely succumb to fadage. If you want to make use of it, do so yourself, Bogar. Don't force it on your soldiers. It is not something your average player can withstand. They're saying it is only used by the strong. How appropriate. A good representation of my ability as king. Is there nothing you can say to someone with a rock for a brain? More importantly, about what I said before. The Queen Army is coming here. Are you ready for them? As the Lord of the City, what countermeasures do you have planned? Thanks to your supporters in Camelot, we know who we'll be facing. It is the Queen's 3rd Division. About 2,000 men. The Queen probably judged that as subnificent. Huh. Ha ha ha, how naive of her. They won't get even past Sheffield's wall. Our walls are made from bark peeled off the world's tree. They can't be destroyed so easily. Without fairy knights, the Queen Soldier pose no threat. I'll let them wear themselves out against the castle walls. Now that Nugget is prepared to head south, the Queen doesn't have the luxury of sending reinforcements. 7 days. If we can hold out 7 days, the 3rd Division won't have the strength to keep up the siege. After that, it's up to me and my elite. We'll unleash all the resentment we built during that time. I see, you fought this through. I got no need to worry. So have you told Mash this is going to be turned into battleground in the next few days yet? In terms of fighting strength, she's on par with a fairy knight. Aren't you going to tell her? No, how many times must I tell you? She's not needed. The child prophecy only needs to raise the morale of troops. Anything else is a distraction. Don't presume too much, have a trot. She's nothing more than window dressing. Good evening, Lord Bogart. I see you come to see me tonight as well. I didn't come because I wanted to. The gate guards are nearby. I had no choice. It is a disgrace for a member of the Fankind to visit the chambers of a woman he doesn't even embrace. It is against my principle to waste time. Tonight is. Let's discuss this child prophecy. I'm told you have no memories, but how much do you know? I'm sorry. A fairy turning 16 this year who was saved to Britain, that is all I know. How crude. This goes beyond even a lack of knowledge. It was 16 years ago now. The head of Miro clan, Alyssa, possessed this secret of being able to predict the future. A saber that will save Britain has been born. In due time, a true king will appear to defeat the false king. That was her prophecy. Queen Morgan rounded up all the fairies that born that year and executed them, but her purge was incomplete. There are many villages that hide their opposition to her. Some of them sent away their newborn fairies, entrusting their hopes to them. That being the case, there were also towns which raised the fairies that year in an attempt to bring about the child prophecy. Or perhaps they wanted to present them to the queen 16 years later, like a Neobenedict Gaius. Whatever the case, the child prophecy is very valuable even by itself. Every faction was searching frantically for it. Nobody doubted Einzel's prophecy. Why, you ask? Because they knew the present there will be a savior born in Britain. One to purify the great calmly every 1,000 years, one who can sing the voice of paradise. Our records from the fairy calendar are lost to us. There are only 2 things that remain. The first is from the year 4000 of fairy calendar. That would be more than 6,000 years ago. When Britain was on the verge of collapse due to a war between the clans, a single fairy brought about salvation at the cost of their own life. The second is Summer War, in the year 2000 of the fairy calendar, the war with northern fairies who came ashore from the islands of Shadow. Our ancestors were driven to the brink of extinction by iron-wielding soldiers led by Queen Meb. Once again, a single fairy stepped between both sides, subdued the conflict, and laid the foundation for 6 clans of the present day. The name of the saber was Tony Lico. After stopping the war between the clans, the saber was laid to rest in the lands of furthest Britain north, the shunned land of Orkney. The ignorant mass claim that the child prophecy is a reincarnation of that saber, but I don't care either way. No matter how many times they say Britain, in the end, we cannot win. Because the colonies will still come back, you can hardly call them a savior. If those abominable and incest colonies had vanished along with them, then I permit that name. Community. Everyone in this town fears that word as well. Now, even before we came here, fairies in every state feared it. No matter how ruthless Queen Morgan, she has quelled the colonies up until now. That is why you need to follow her, even though she feared her, I guess. That is right, Morgan declared that she was forsaking Norwich. The perfect opportunity, the huge gap. New Queen defense revealing itself since Tristan's designation as here. Lord Bogart, are you pleased? One needs a reason to raise an army, rather to recruit troops you need a cause. Norwich is the new opportunity match for me to take the throne for myself. I have no intention of saving Norwich, but I will make good use of it. My declaration is simple, the restoration of Norwich and elimination of the comedy pool. Until those are fulfilled, Sheffield will not obey Camelot. The Queen will have to accept my condition, or suppress Sheffield's army. To tell the truth, it doesn't matter what she does, her armies will be exhausted either way. In the meantime, by colluding with fairies of the Round North and joining arms with the Round Table army in the south, I will raise an army of my own, want to rival the Queen. You're the catalyst of that cause, child prophecy. I don't expect you to stay Britain or anything of the sort. Understand? The fact you remember nothing matters not. At best, keep up appearance for the hope of the people. For someone like you, that's about as much as you're good for. Keep water. You snitch! That's the current state of things in Sheffield. There's about 3,000 of Bogart soldiers, 2,000 assorted fairies, and 300 humans. They are still steadily gathering forces now, so won't they become more of a problem the more time we give them? Seems like it. Shit, Her Majesty gave Sheffield dispensation to assemble military force to prepare against the Northern fairies, but assemble 5,000 rebels? We've never had an insurrection on this scale before. Seems like the interest in games have gone too far. The number of fairies she killed without a reason since the founding of Newton Darton has come to light. All Britain has doubts in both Lady Tristan and of Queen Morgan's judgment in knighting her, so quality of tongue, there is no need to state that, which is so painfully obvious. Restore an oath of alliance to Her Majesty, save your previous opinions. Sorry for that, just a slip of the tongue. So what about my payment? Fine, hey, pay him. He may have lost his position, but Bogart is still a Fang clan head. He's worth more than 1,000 fairies on his own. Send word to Camelot as soon as possible, so that we may obtain Lord Gawain's aid. What about the child prophecy? That was the top crown of jewel on my tip top. Don't make me laugh, we caught one of those yesterday. It's probably just Bogart entourage, and as such, it's not even worth confirming. Oh, I'm not sure that's strictly true, officer. There's no lie in his story. That part about the child prophecy was especially good. Black iron armor, a large shield, the appearance of a 16-year-old, and a black iron cylinder that makes you uneasy just by looking at what's it. Well, now you got my attention. Tell me a little more, bro. Well, what's her name? You know it, right? You came here to sell information, yet you completely left that part out. It's shitty, don't you think? I think you know, and yet you're choosing not to tell us. Is that how it sounds? Sorry, but you're imagining things. I really don't know. You have to excuse me. If there's no further payment, I'd like to be back in the south by tomorrow. There's no need to rush. You come all this way, so why don't we take our time and have a nice little chat? Hey, I'm sure you'll remember soon enough, Winky. After all, that is what your expression is telling me. Well, I guess he died. The 6th chapter now. How far is it to the whales? And since we're trying not to stand out by taking the back roads. Well, at this pace, we might make it there by nightfall, provided nothing weird happens. What is it, Otoria? You've been strangely quiet for a while now. I don't want to make Yuki nervous, but how do I put this? I keep having the sinking feeling we're being watched by someone. As if, in about 5 seconds, the carriage will be flipped over. Haha, you just... I'm Red Rabbit, fairy horse with the grace of the Wind Clan. Overturning my carriage when I have passenger is simply Are we under attack? Everyone, out of courage. No, the carriage itself was intact. The wheel just ran over something. Master, Red Horse, is the road really that bad? No, it is my sincerest apologies. I was composing a poem while looking up at the sky. So I didn't notice all these fairies lying collapsed in the road. Amazing, terrible, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 obstacles in all. Alive, I'm still alive. Help, please help us. We lost control of our cargo and attack us. Hee-ho. We don't seem badly hurt, if at all, but it took one of us to a seduced cave beyond that hill, right? Please won't you help us somehow? You're kind suckers, right? Most suspicious position number 1 updated. We're on it. It is that hill, right? Everyone follow me. If we don't hurry, we'll have a major trouble. Wait, really? Jeez, you're so stupidly honest. Amazing, that girl has gone full circle. I don't know how she managed to survive this long. Oh, Baron, keep an eye on the carriage. Sure, see you later. I'll hold down the fort. Ho, I thought I was done for, but we made it. I'm done shopping in Gloucester. I shouldn't have let myself be suckered into that deal. You were really in trouble? Yeah, that was actually dangerous. We should have listened no matter how shady they sounded. How shameful. Yep, she's not bright at all. Are you hurt at all? Did any fairy get taken? Now, we are 7 fairies and 1, so there is no such thing as an 8th. But you guys are pretty strong, as far as the redheaded dude is concerned, at least, aren't ya? Why do he have orange hair though? The last just posed a different kind of danger though. There was this huge bang, and we were almost killed, along with our guards. Well, the other low miss example, why don't you? She threw all kind of stuff around too, but none of it came near us. It's alright to be rowdy, but be aware of your surroundings, okay? Especially when there's hostage involved. If I were someone else, I may have sued you. Yes, that was. I know I'm clumsy, so I'm hoping I'll be able to grow in the long term. Oh, good luck with that. You got guts, kid. I'm rooting for you. Hey, Mr. Cheerful Fairy. If you're fine, can we go already? No need for your fangs. He seems like an awful pain in the neck. Oh yeah, I'll let you help me. I thought I'd hang around and have some fun. Well, we're on our way home from work too. Gotta tell the boss we finished throwing out the trash. Sheesh, buy a trustworthy guard to escort you, and this is what you get. You saved it our eyes. For that, you have your thanks, little Miss Simpleton. Garbage disposal, you mean the Great Pit at Camelot? I I heard that soldiers took over Iskra for that, due to the Moors. Oh, they can't spare them for that these days. Why do you think we brought one in Gulster? From my beauty, said the adjustment was a failure, so I'll give you at a discount. Koyan's Kaya's ripping people's off. To force the sale of something so useless on you. She's a real piece of work, she is. Still, there were no Moors gathering near the Great Pit. I guess they really must have been gathering at Norwich. What will become of this land in the future? The nuisance of Fang Clan, Gawain, Her Majesty Exurant daughter Tristan. The only sane one is Lord Lancelot. I'd rather just escape up north. No way. We are the 7 Merry brothers, servants of Lady Aurora. Hee ho, off to work we go. See you, everybody. Watch out for the Moors too. Dumbfounded. I see. For the record, the fact we didn't make it there by the end of the day wasn't my fault. Atari just kept getting into the same kind of trouble over and over. You understand, right? Also, are you a magnet for disaster, Yuki? Do you not have any luck at all? Or like you're affecting us as all? No. So that was great for landing a few test blows. The Fairy Kingdom has differed a little too much from the Lostbelt till now. I finally have a grasp of how hard my blades have to be. Atari Magecraft ain't so bad either. I don't get why such a skill is said to be without value here, but it's a great match for me. The run of the Skybird is in a league of its own. I'm looking forward to continue work with you all. Sure, I'll be one in your care though. I see in Murmur's case, unlike the fairy soldiers, he doesn't fight with just his own magical energy. He makes use of external enhancement, magical energy bestowal as if they were his own. Murmur's strength is definitely a cut above. You said you're an alter ego, but could it be you're not a pure servant? Oh, that is, might we explain it, Muramasa? Sure, I don't care. Let's take this opportunity to discuss a few things, Yuki. It'd be troublesome to explain if you say something like, I trusted you, but you were really my enemy all along later on. It's a long story, but... So you're saying he's some kind of impure servant produced by something called the Alien God. And before now, he's been Yuki's enemy. Pretty much. He did something especially extraordinary during our last moments in Olympus. Muramasa, you're a powerful servant who severed the Saint Graph of the Titan Atlas. And yet you failed your assassination attempts on Queen Morgan and were defeated by another fairy entirely. I'm having a hard time believing that. Can you offer some sort of explanation? There's really nothing odd about it. I'm an alter ego who specializes in slaying gods. The alien god incorporated that kind of divine spirit into me. Some kind of blind god of war who brought about the twilight of the gods. The other god is my dearest wish, or rather, my inspiration. Well, I'd rather you don't ask me about it. What? It's not like I'm especially strong. I just don't have to expend my magical energy when slaying gods. It was most suited for Olympus, but Scandinavia, well, it would be another matter, I guess. Scotty, right? If this alter ego of mine would have met her, I imagine she would be pretty upset. If only that blind god of war hadn't been deceived. What that's about sums it out. In a world where gods and divine spirit are prevalent, that's where I shine as an apostle, you know? You are strong so long as you're fighting gods. I see, I had a bit of inkling, but you cleared up. There is no concept of religion here, meaning. Yeah, there aren't any gods in Britain. I don't know the particular of how the world ended up this way though. A world dominated by fairies, but there is no sign of the greatest mystery of them all, a god. Well, isn't that the second? Don't only humans pray to the gods? Fairies are all powerful, so there's no need for them to seek salvation from being greater than themselves. Evidently, the concept of God will never come to exist in their society. But when you put it like that, it definitely makes sense. I'll have to compile some notes on all this later. I need Hope's take on this. I don't really get all this God stuff, so I can't comment. Muramasa, you're definitely Yuki's enemy, aren't you? You saved us coming along, but Muto and Emma strong together is. You don't need to worry, Autoria. Didn't I tell you in Gloucester? Now that you saved me, I'm part of the Child of Prophecy retuning. That is easier for me. I don't want to nitpick my job, but this way I can finally get motivated. You don't like working for the alien god? Of course not. It's all a bit of a bad joke if you ask me. I don't even know who or what this alien god is. Summoning me and infusing a bunch of stuff into me without my consent, and literally compel me to do its dirty work. I'm an arms dealer, so I don't really want to comment on good and evil at this point, but when I was alive as someone sworn to the Buddha, I couldn't perform any heretical work. While I'm infused with a bunch of other things now, there's no right or wrong to speak of. That is why I do what I have to do in order to get the job done as Muramasa. The least I can do. So now you're saying you took the job to help Watoria. Well, that is what I meant. What? What are you smirking at me for? You're the kind brat, you know that? I see, well if that's the case, we'll put up our trust in you as well. We need as much strength as we can, and if from a hero expert we already know then all the better. Nice to be working with you, Senji Muramasa. Even if it's only during this Lostbelt, I'm glad to have you with us. Yeah, after all, you already paid in full, so I'll be glad to lend you a hand, no strings attached. With that aside, I don't really want to ask, but we were associates after all. What was Limbo Death like? It was the worst. I see. Alright, pretend I never asked. Let's go get to sleep. Are you awake? You're not awake, are you? You're all sleeping so soundly. That's a good thing, I think. Ooh, I'm sleepy too, but I got a guard. No sign of any shady characters, no sign of Moors. Leave it to me. I'll take care of you, Autoria. I'll protect. We've arrived. This is my domain, the autumn forest of Wales. The color autumns are everywhere. Lord or Baron, everyone, Lord or Baron has returned. Tell them. Go tell everyone outside. Hey everyone, I'm back. I brought guests today. It was the same standing as me, the one who beholds for themselves Yuki. The cute little resident genius Da Vinci, the one who probably makes a lot of stuff for everyone, kind old Muramasa. And the child prophecy, Autoria. How about that? No matter how forsaken this place is, the child prophecy will always come. I told you I wasn't lying, didn't I? Ah, Oberon, what do I do with them? You don't have to do anything, they're just overjoyed that you're here. Ah, they may look cute, but don't hug them. They're not used to being touched, especially by fairies from the outside, you understand? This is right out of a storybook. I feel like we finally arrived in an actual fairyland. Well, fairy is a fairy, right? There's nothing special about this place. Make a helmet. Want to be a soldier. Want to be a soldier. Okay, they're a bit different. I don't quite understand, but you want a helmet that fits you. Sure, you can't use human armor if you look like that. Oh, Baron, you got space for me to set up a workshop? Of course, make yourself at home. How about to keep the materials to tree branches and leaves? They all just want to play soldier. They just want something that looks the part. I know, I won't make the real thing. They'll just be imitations. And you? Oberon's friend? A real friend? Then you're our friend. You saved Oberon. Thanks for Oberon. Wow. You're all being welcomed. Everyone who washed ashore in this forest doesn't know the concept of mistrusting others. There's no imitation of human culture here, but we can at least prepare some tents. You guys should get some rest. I'll gather information from the outside. Guys, I'm leaving the guests to you. It's alright, there's nobody here who will hurt you. Right, then it's goodbye for a short while, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll be back by eating, so be sure to leave some dinner for me. Oh, wait a minute, Oberon, at least teach us the language. Ah, and he's gone. I get that the fairies are welcoming us, but... Indeed, the Welsh fairies are a bit difficult to understand, are they not? Ah, he neglected to introduce me. Am I really so obstructive? Is Lord Oberon like that? A bit scatterbrained, perhaps. Yo, that was just by chance, I think. Are you hungry? If you came with Lord Baron, you're definitely hungry, right? We'll treat you. The chestnuts of Wales are delicious. Aaron, look. Looks like they're going to feed us. Wait, chestnuts? They got chestnuts. Oh, these are forbidden. Sweet foods are restricted and rarity in the south, but here they can get around that. Restricted. Well, Mike mentioned that too. You can't get your hands on sweets unless you're a high-class fairy. The Queen forbids the processing of things like that, like fruit. Sugar is a rare commodity. I too once received a small piece of what appears to be black slab from Lady Aurora, but to be honest, I prefer carrots. The nature of sweetness is different. This way. Tell us about Oberon. Seems like there is a dining table over there. I don't understand a word, but let's take them up their offer, Yuki. Only the sweets. Thanks for the food. Yeah, it was really good, especially the grapes. They were super gorgeous. Even the fruit has a bit of mystery to it. They're pretty good as a means of replenishing magic energy for a servant's body. Maybe I pack some for emergency or to deliver to homes and the others. Chomp chomp devours a pear in one bite. Still, this is a lot of food. Is this Oberon's share? Is that right to just leave this? It's here, the black dog. Hide. First comes first serve, hide. Oh, they suddenly shot up the trees and into the tree trunks. Chomp. You can see a black dog over there. I believe they all went to hide. Let's get rid of them in return for them feeding us. I think so as well. I think so as well. Black dogs are terrifying creatures, and the fairies here have no meat to fight. Until now, they have no choice but to sacrifice themselves, but now that we are here, that is not the case. Let's teach them a lesson, everyone. The dog is no match for the rabbit. Are you sure you're not actually a servant? What was that with that black dog? It's absurdly strong. Was that not a fairy bitten by a black dog, driven by the pain? What's a black dog? Evil fairies that devours their own kind. They've been appearing here for some time now. Black dogs are the only fairies that eat other fairies, well, with one exception. Originally, fairy eating was one of the greatest comedies that occurred a long time ago. But it is said, sealed by the head of the Fang clan at the time. In return, the Fang clan was cursed, or so the story goes. They're gone, they're gone. Word to Gun, word to Gun. Letter foreshadowing. Oberon will be sad. Oberon will be happy. Can rely on friends. Looks like the fairies are happy we got rid of them. Right, we'll probably stay here a few days, so let's set up camp. Now that we're here, I can't help but worry about what's going on outside. Let's get some rest for now, and wait for Oberon to come back. After dinner. You know, I wonder for a while now. When it comes to fairies, what is the structure of family like? I saw a relationship like brothers and sister in Salisbury, but I didn't see any parents or children. Of course you did. All fairies are born independent after all. Fairies were similar after they refer each other as siblings. Whereas in the case, the 7 fairies we saw yesterday, they could have been a set of 7 since they were born. I suppose that's what it is to be a fairy. Then what about daughters? I heard that fairy knight Tristan is Morgan's daughter, so how does that work? Tristan isn't Morgan's daughter, it just means that she's the heir to the throne. In human terms, you could say Morgan adopted Tristan. Among fairies, their daughters and sons are actually those born in the next generation to come after their own death. Let's see, for example, let's say there's Fairy A. Having lived for 100 years, Fairy A is past purpose and will go to sleep. But the position of a Fairy and the way of being one will not have disappeared from Britain. After all, passing a Fairy A Fairy B will be born in Britain. This relationship is called the previous generation and the current generation. I see, so then what is passed on to this next generation? As humans, we inherit our genes, records, names, our family tree, and so on. Yes, fairies are born independently, so there is no such connection. The previous generation and the current generation are completely different fairies, a record, or maybe stories, memories as well. Fairies who are powerful enough could be able to continue something like that, but it's basically still a brand new next part to it. Even so, if their position are the same, their abilities and appearance will be similar between generation 2. That is why no matter where or when they were born, a fairy will always know whether they are a spool fairy. In some cases, even though the current generation is still alive, a new fairy who resembles them is born. These are rare instances. But in those cases, the new fairy could be considered a son or daughter of the current generation. That is why fairies who are able to use magecraft are called Morgan's daughters. In this Britain, the only ones who are able to use magecraft are Queen Morgan, Tristan, who was given the ability as her successor, and Oteria, who has been able to use it since she was born. Those two would seem to the rest of fairies to both be the same nature as the queen, hence they're called Morgan daughters. So that's why that fairy knight was hostile toward the child prophecy. There's a rumor going around that the child prophecy is the daughter of Her Majesty. That is not the quite case, Oteria. It's not because she's Morgan's daughter that she is able to use magecraft, it's because a fairy who wields magecraft can become the next ruler of Fairy Kingdom. That is how I think it is. That's why Morgan gave Tristan the ability to use magecraft. Something like, you'll be the next king, so you can lay waste to Britain as you please. It's probably a Morgan way of breaking the prophecy to not let the throne fall into the hands of the child prophecy. But the truth of the matter is, you were born with Magecraft, so to Morgan. No, to Tristan it's like, there's no way the real one showed up to now. Perhaps the reason she was panicking at the auction house was because she couldn't stand the fear of what could happen. Is that so? Do I make people scared? Perhaps. Either way, the conflict between you and Tristan isn't one that will be avoidable. But don't worry about it. Let's just take it easy. When you use Magecraft, you're the child prophecy, the one destined to defeat the queen. No matter how strong Morgan is, or how powerful the Fairy Knights are, as long as you are child prophecy, you are the protagonist of Britain right now. If you do all that is required of you ultimately, the prophecy will come true. We're just here to help you achieve that. In the end, if you're one still standing, Britain will be saved. Even if we lose a few people along the way. No good, I can't sleep at all. Can't sleep because you have too much on your mind, huh? I'll sit down, you don't have to get up. I saw you all alone before I left to gather information. You mind if I sit next to you? Great, then I'll help myself. Udon, do you want to talk about everything that's happened, just to take your mind off things? The story of everything before you arrived in this Lostbelt, the long story of your journey here. I see, so that's the story of yours and Chaldea's journey. The future of Earth, the survival of mankind, all the Lostbelt up until now, and the person in front of me, here and now. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sleep with all that either, especially not that last bit. You feel guilty about the child prophecy. And I think left out is what you feel. The story will shed a lot of blood going forward, but know that it will be on your hands. Until now, you've been the one who had to do that. That's why you could fight, even if it was difficult. No, that is why you had to fight, because the burden was all on you. But not this time. You had to leave it to the others. You have no choice but to leave it all to Autoria. So you don't know what to think or feel. You might even think of yourself as a coward in this Lostbelt. We don't actually have any intention of saving this fairy kingdom, he said. That maybe that is the case. If anything happens to Mesh, it'll be my responsibility, right? Oh, surprised are you? I can tell if you're pretending to be alright. But you know, down the line, if Mash dies in an accident while alone in the streets, is that really your fault? Because you didn't watch and protect her all the time. It won't be. That's not worrying for her. That's just self-criticism and self-harm. Mash is a human being, and it's humanity's nature to be able to lead their own lives. If you respect her and see her as an equal, then you shouldn't worry so much about her, but trust in her. Taking on the burden all on your own won't do anyone any good. When the crucial moment comes, you'll be weighed down to act. Well, from what you told me about your journey so far, it doesn't seem like your mind is getting any lighter. You've always been much less grounded. You're the kindness that lives on your own terms, aren't you? Live on my own terms. Yeah, living the way you want doesn't mean living without hardships. What you enjoy, what you desire the most. Fighting for them with all your heart, pushing yourself for things you love. That is what living on your own terms is all about. That is what's going all during the instauration of the human order. Well, not like I was there to witness, right? In a way, the two of us are alike. You could say we have the same role here in Britain. We're just bystander. Unfortunately, neither you nor I are the main characters of this story. Just like the fairy king Oberon in a midsummer night dream. The only thing we can do is watch, support those who have rushed into battle for us. But that doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean you have to beat yourself up. After all, there will definitely be a moment where you have to do what is necessary. The kind of moment where there is no one else by you, with something only you can do, and it will turn the tables. Doesn't that sound cool? But for the time being, we will have to be patient and continue to look forward to that moment. What is wrong with just being by bystander? Even the audience plays their part. At the very end, we have to show them the grand play that even God himself wouldn't have seen coming. Revealing the tip of fate seems like it'll be a lot of fun. Psh, that's just like the Oberon. There's no such thing as too crazy. That's what I've always lived by. Yuki. There aren't many people that can explain exactly what kind of person they are. Unlike a two with a clear instruction manual, we are living beings. We're born uncertain. But you know, everyone knows that there's at least one thing they are good at. I'm embarrassed to say this, but in this instance, I don't think I'm a coward. Of course, neither are you. Oops, sorry Blanca, I got carried away while wasn't chatting. We should get intel on Manchester tonight. It's finally time to gather information about the North. Well, that's it for me. I'll see you again tomorrow night. I don't want to be left out without dinner after all. Wait up. What exactly is your purpose, Oberon? To overthrow Morgan, of course. It's not really my part, but that's why I was summoned. Not because of the human order or something along the lines? Ah, that's what you're asking about. I didn't want to tell you, but I can't pretend I want something great like what I just said. Yeah, I'm looking for Titania. The one I told you about, Oberon's queen in a midnight summer dream. Titania, the fairy queen, the only one who could love the entric Oberon. If possible, I'd really like to meet her in person. Though it's probably a pipe dream. Titania is a fiction fairy. She doesn't exist in proper human history. Yes, she exists. She was in existence, permitted only within fiction. Ow, 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 ow. Come on, I said. It was just a light spark, but I remember myself treated so seriously. That's because I'm old. I have to give younglings a hard time without any mercy. Doesn't look like Yuki needs any more of a hard time though. The unfolding of the battle relations, too simple summoning, that is very important. It would be better for me to guard you than go out into battle. With the right strategy, you might even be able to beat a fairy knight. Could you do it? Oh, if I use everything I got, expend all my magic, then I could. They've beaten you to a pulp before, huh? Well, this time it's our turn. As the strongest here, the fairy knights are not to be feared, I tell ya. Remember, your weapons are made of iron, right? Could I have some of the materials? I'm sorry, but I'm the only one who can use these. Like, they've been paid in for advance of my magical energy. If you want to use them, you have to prepare them from scratch by yourself. If you want iron, the only way to get that is for you to head into the mines. Norwich is in charge of those, right? I see, then I guess I have to find it somewhere else. I finally thought of a way to defeat going in yet. What? You look like you're scheming something. Want a hand with it? I don't. Stick to Yuki, Gramps. Atori has entered her rebellious phase, hasn't she? Or is that way she's always been? Maybe she's just a sore loser. That's wrong. I'm just acting like the child prophecy. I'm the child prophecy after all, so I'm going to be very serious from now on. Serious from now on? You've always been serious. There isn't anyone who thinks you haven't been. Haha, is this because of what Oberon said last night? How he said dark confrontation with the very night is inevitable? That's right, but I can't be lost forever. I don't really get the feeling of being on pilgrimage to Cyprian to the ring the bells, but Gloucester and all fairies we met all along the way are expecting it to happen. Even in the village where I was born, Tintangle, they all believe in me, and so they sent me on this journey. I'm not sure if I can meet everyone's expectation, and that's what I worry about the most. That's why I thought I'd start off proudly announcing I'm the child prophecy. Well, I just have the spirit of hit or miss. I don't have any concrete ideas. What's up with that? You sound like a little girl who can't decide whether she's brave or cowardly. Yeah, exactly. Yuki. I too would partake regardless of Caldea's mission. I'm here to help you, Otoria. But what about MASH? The only reason we're on the same team right now because we're searching for MASH. Of course we're still look for MASH, that's obvious. But on top of that, I wanted to help the child prophecy, too. I agree, we weren't clear on our position before. Searching for MASH is our top priority, but that doesn't mean we leave Britain to fend for itself. We're not working with you for MASH's sake, we're working with you for Britain's sake. I want to leave this country with a smile after I helped the friends I made along the way, so I can be pleased with myself. Isn't that what all this is about, Yuki? Yes. Yeah, I agree. In the end, even Godolph would say the same thing. That means not only Muramasa, but Yuki and Da Vinci will also accompany you on my pilgrimage. Of course, Oberon, who isn't here right now, as well. Our victory will be rewarded handsomely after all. How about it, future king? If it bothers you, we can always part ways. No, not at all. You're all welcome. I would have never dreamed of this. The first alliance as a child prophecy. Well, somehow I actually seem like a king. Yay. Yeah, you seem like a king. Well, even if we're excited, that doesn't change the fact we don't know what to do. It is good that you're motivated as a child prophecy, but seriously, what are we supposed to do now? The reality of it makes me want to die. Let me be happy for now, at least. Just for this moment, Muramasa. You know, as the oldest one here, I have to offer a different view, don't I? I heard your conversation. If that's the case, I have a suggestion. That voice. The time has come earlier than expected. Now is the time to show the child prophecy what she must do. This is where we must head it. The forks in the road of destiny. The trial that proved the rumors of child prophecy once and for all. Yes, it's time to go to save Norwich. I can hear your voice, but I can't see you at all. Oberon, is that really you, Oberon? What is with that? I see, that's right. Everyone down below you, look further down. Phew, long distance travel is very tiresome, but I had to see the intel with my own eyes. Oh, everyone, this is the first time you see me like this, right? The miniature dapper speed star who travels around Britain on a max speed hawkmoth. The fairy king riding in the hands of Robin Goodfellow. Rider Oberon, that's me. You. You're so tiny. Seventh one. Military boots resound across the northern lands as the Queen army continued to march forward. In amongst the vanguard, with the of the army heading for Sheffield, the center of the Black Flame and fortress is spluttering. Fairy Knight Gawain was advancing towards Sheffield. Her goal was neither to suppress the rebels nor to negotiate with Bogart. Barogat, who had joined them yesterday as the Queen's representative, gave them a bored grin. It was just one day before the city of Sheffield will disappear from Britain. Lord Bogart, have you still not gotten any rest? I would like to ask if something is troubling you. You can't even pour me a drink? What a useless wife you are. Well, either way, it's not as if I'm familiar with the taste of alcohol. I don't really understand mankind's Christian in general. Trouble of complicating the flavor of meat, to me, it is a meaningless waste of time. The Fan Clan has no need for the legs of humans, let alone restaurants. Haven't you heard? The city of Oxford is brimming with restaurants. Everywhere you look, there's one of Whitwell's restaurants, like a poor joke taken too far. Imagine if all the shops on the main street of Sheffield were restaurants. You would likely laugh out of sheer astonishment. Yes, it would be rather strange and laughable. Indeed, it's nothing more than an amusing appearance. At some point, I would have to show you. No, forget it. There's indeed something wrong with me. Child of prophecy, you exterminated Moors at the request of the townspeople. Soldier witnessed you fighting in that armor. This in spite of me telling you not to stand out. Yes, I apologize. I'm unfit to be Lord Bogart's bride. That has always been the case, you fool. You are capable of fighting the Moors, but you fear carrying a weapon. You didn't come back for the iron cylinder. I heard it from the merchants. They found you with that iron cylinder. But not once have you mentioned it, as if you want to forget about it. That thing that can rival Morgan's Holy Lance. Why are you running from such power? I do not know, but that iron cylinder is going to make everyone... I have a feeling that it's going to hurt Britain itself. That is what frightened me. No, you aren't just scared of that cylinder. You fear battle itself. No, never mind. I don't think I'll ever know what your true feelings are. Only records and achievement shall be considered. Your memories from before coming here have yet returned. Is that so? Whether it's your calling or not, you're without a doubt a knight. You know battle for a long time. I don't remember seeing you in the Queen's army, nor was the appointment of a new fairy knight ever mentioned. I've never seen a fairy like you. Where do you come from? Are you really the child prophecy who will save Britain? If so, then your destination will be nothing other than a battlefield. The pillar image the child prophecy built a path of war and blood. Will you be capable of such feat, not merely to overthrow the Queen, but to seize control and rule over all 6 clans by force? That's... you couldn't. Even should your memory return, you're unfit for this. Here's live for the sake of the purpose. What will you do if something you do not want? You are not the child prophecy after all. You're merely a misled imitation, a lost child. I have known battle for a long time, ever since I was born. I've been fighting against the Moors. The Fan Clan has fought Moors and suppressed them. They are the most powerful clan in Britain. Whitwoods and I were the strongest of them all. I couldn't tell you how many times we saved Britain from the Moors. For his service, Whitwoods was made Lord of Oxford, and I Norwich. So I've heard Lord Bogart was the Lord of Norwich. But what brought you to Sheffield? I was done in by a man named Capless. He has since taken the name Spriggan. No enough talk about how lowlights like him. It is not for you to hear. Do you know about the Caterpillar Wars of 200 years ago? The only war which the Queen gave off a woman's streak. Phew, how very unlike you to be afraid of insects, Morgan. During that war, Morgan granted the knightly title of going to... It is impossible to recall her name due to Queen's true redesignation. Until Gawain is defeated, no one can utter her original fairy name. But was persecuted, unknown for being the daughter of that albino black dog, but I came to admire her strength. In a sense, I'm somewhat responsible for that thing becoming a fairy knight. If you don't want to be called a dog, don't fight with your claws and fangs. Blank, child of noble blood, you shall fight with your sword, your great horn. Her sword, soon after did the queen recognize her as a knight. She became a fairy knight and volunteered herself to be a shield to protect the fairies from the Moors. Perhaps because she herself was despised as the daughter of a black dog, she came to understand the feelings of the weak and sought responsibility of being strong. The queen referred it as a noblesse oblige. Good grief, I wasn't even aware of that part of human culture. You remind me of blank as a newborn. Trouble about the fact you were born strong, hating yourself for exploit the weak. That little girl's unseemly crying face. You still cherish her, don't you? That person, Gawain. Never. 200 years ago, when that thing became a fairy knight, stop thinking about her. No, what's up with me? Something's wrong. This is not a matter of valor, but of personal history. This was nothing but idle talk. Forget about tonight. Do not lay on your mind. I'm returning to the War Council. Yes, take care, Lord Bogart, but please don't stay up tonight. I've wondered this for a while. Why are you not afraid of me? Most likely because Sheffield is a beautiful city. I heard that Lord Bogart rebuilt the city from the ground up. Even though it is a fortified city, it is a bright and pleasant city that cherishes the fairies who live here. I don't think I could feel afraid going up against something like that. That is true. Compared to Norwich, Sheffield is indeed a beautiful place. However, such things conclude today. From tomorrow onwards, the gate will be closed. Morgan army is drawing near. If it comes to battle, you will find it difficult to call it a beautiful city any longer. Lord Bogart, what was that? It is a warning from the scouts, but it's early. Way too early. Hey, what the hell is going on? Give me a stats report. Are you saying the Queen's army crossed the Eastern Vein corridor in just 2 days? Sir, the Queen army is assembling at the front gate as we speak. Also, a message was delivered a moment ago. Do you wish to read it? Read it, just the important parts. What does Morgan have to say? Is that? Report, why are you hesitating? Yes, my lord. Deliver the child prophecy to me. If you comply, I shall grant Sheffield its freedom. Essays. Deliver the child prophecy. Lady Mash, why? What about Norwich? Is this the solution to our return to Norwich? No, what did he mean by granting freedom? In the first place, do they not see Lord Bogart expansion army as a problem? Yeah. Whatever. You don't care about our rebellion, Morgan. Your insults to Fang clans know no bounds. Message. Because I have a different standard of the Queen's army. Gawain is at the front. The fairy knight Gawain. Oh, so that's how it is. My queen, you were boastful in your letter, but showing your true intention, or showing in your command, aren't they? Sending your right hand Gawain proves that you fear our army. As long as Nugget army remains in north, Sheffield cannot fall. The queen has chosen negotiation over subjectation. The army outside has no intention of fighting. It's no wonder they marched it so fast. They are not equipped for battle. Now will you return Norwich to us, or will you dispatch troops to purge the comedy pool? Let's hear which one you choose, O Queen of the Fair Kingdom. In another thing, Lord Bogart, the standard was not only that of Gawain. The enemy line flies the standard of 3 knights, Tristan, Lancelot. The sighting of all 3 fairy knights has been confirmed. What's it at our door is the largest military force in the Fair Kingdom. All of them are here? No, Leon. All the troops are in position. Is there anything else, Lord Gawain? Send by until messenger we sent to Bogart returns. Tell Tristan troops to do the same. What about Lancelot? Lord Lancelot is waiting in the skies. She will descend on the castle when the battle begins. Since Her Majesty ordered were to not only cleanse the Sheffield but to enlighten Bogart's armory. Anyone in castle, military, and civilians alike will be caught in Lord Lancelot's attack. I see, either way, it is spotted for her to fall in line with us. Tell Lancelot to descend on the back gate. That is where the child prophecy will escape, should they attempt to do so. Bogart, if you surrender the city now, we can spare the forthcoming bloodshed. There will be no need to wield my horn in vain. There's a difference to our strength. If you're a man, the reason, do not resist needlessly. Message. The messenger you sent to Sheffield has returned with a reply from Lord Bogart. There is no child prophecy within my castle, only a flag of rebellion against the queen reside here. This castle is my lifeblood. Only when my life returns to the earth will it be served the purpose. That is all. The fool. First squat, second squat, switch to anti-fortress sphere. Sheffield walls are tough. It may even surpass my foul rhetoric. Be prepared to lose 20% of our men before taking the castle. Sir, under Her Majesty the Queen, we are willing to accept any fate. Bogart, you got more ambition than you can handle. Do you really think Her Majesty will let Sheffield off easily just to keep Nugget in check? You don't underestimate us. Even if you strike under the cover of Nugget, Camelot will not fall. If you misread the big picture like that, you do not have what it takes to stand as a leader. You're an old soldier left behind by time, and I will drive you out with this horn of mine. Gather our troops, hold the siege. Send an envoy to Nugget. We will hold for 2 days, and she will send reinforcements by then. When the Bogart commands, Sheffield resistance began. With 3 fairy knights instead of 1, there's no hope for us. We should just hand over the child prophecy. Many people clamored to such pots, but in the end Bogart corrupted them all. No one knew for certain if he wanted to keep the child prophecy safe, or use her as his jump guard. Regardless, it was the right decision had he offered up the child prophecy. The fears that Sheffield would have been slaughtered much sooner, and with much less mercy. This report from the watchtower is as if the weapons of the Queen armies are on fire. One layer of bark is already melted, despite being built by the Earth Clan with sturdy oak wood. It won't last until morning. We need reinforcements as soon as possible. We have to deal with the Queen's army climbing over the wall. Although there are not many of them, enemy soldiers are highly trained. We will eventually be overrun. Our soldiers have put up a good fight. There's still no fighting inside the castle, but... What? Is Gawain engaging alone? It's an air assault by Fairy Knight Lancelot. She's destroying our barracks. She is destroying all the barracks. It's no use. Even the eyes of the Wing Clan cannot track her. She's too fast. We can't shoot her down. I don't care if the barracks have been taken out. Drop her to the ground, then I'll deal with her myself. Lancelot may have the agility of a honeybee, but that is all she is going for her. Once she's on the ground, she will be no match for me. What happened this time? Did they fire a cannon at us? No, it is Gawain. She's standing in the front lines, the main gate by herself, and she's swinging Galantine. The bark at the main gate only has 10 layers left. At this rate, the growth will not be able to keep up. That little girl, what is happening in the castle? What happened to the soldiers' formation? That is, the residents started panicking, and we cannot deploy the formation fully. Some fairies started demanding that the back gate be opened, and so a riot broke out. The back gate should not be open. Even if one person escaped outside, our collapse will start from there. Guard Captain, you have defended the throne well. Now take control of suppressing the riots. Understood, let's go everyone. There is chaos both inside the walls and outside. If only the fighting was all in one place. Please give us orders, Lord Burger. What should we do? You were the one who claimed that we could hold back the Queen's army when they attacked. Or should we offer up the child prophecy now? I know. All we have to do is stop one of them. We have a cannon powered by magecraft here. Let's test the power of the child prophecy. Bogart, expert, ran to the iron cylinder attached to the castle keep. Bogart himself did not think that this would change the tide of the battle. Nonetheless, he placed a finger on the trigger in hopes it would at least bring out about a stalemate. This was beginning of the end for Sheffield. The Coupe de Grace which turned the siege into a raise. The ray of light emitted from the castle keeps quite literally swept away the atmosphere of the battlefield. More than 600 of the Queen's soldiers who had been attacking the main gates of the castle vanished in an instant. Even the soldier of Sheffield who had fought valiantly on the ramparts met their end, blood spurting from the office of their rare bodies. All the fairies in the vicinity of the tragedy of the blast had dropped dead, as if falling asleep. The castle walls. The castle walls, the same walls which withstood dark attacks from Gao team, had melted into not even a shadow of their former selves. The fair knight who had stood in front of the main gate was now nothing more than a hasty figure in the white smoke. Lord Gawain. But for a moment, fear ruled the battlefield. The morale of the Queen army plummeted. And even the soldiers of Sheffield, who should have been crying out in jubilation, had the same peace of mind as if they were in the midst of a nightmare. Amidst the white smoke, a single shadow arose with the roar of a beast. Huh? Haha. Logard. What is this? What in the world is this? Amazing, truly amazing. Behold, soldier. If this isn't a great blessing, then what is? We can win with this cylinder. Even fairy knights are nothing to be feared. No need to stop at Morgan. That fool was too. And Nugget in the north. And that comedy pool that has fallen on Norwich. We can exterminate them all. Blow them all away. This is splendid. Simply splendid. But Bogart did not notice. Although he saw it, he did not notice it. Not the only Queen's soldiers who lacked so much as a corpse, not the soldier who suffered and lost their lives on the castle wall. Not the fairies falling in the streets, not even soldiers falling like withered trees right beside him. The child probably fell to her knees in despair of her sins. It wasn't just that she had hurt people at the city she had so loved. It's true she had brought the cylinder here. And she had been able to stop Bogart. That was true as well. But her reason she fought was her own weakness in using her animation as an excuse. She never once stopped thinking about the impact actions would have those around her, about the lack of foresight guarding the consequence of her presence here. Next, who's next? Lancelot, where are you flying into? Child Prophecy, come over here. If you do it, you can surely fire this thing more accurate than I. That blue bee is next. Drop her from the sky. Burn the entirety of the Queen Army's to ground. Unaware of the lawmen surrounding him, Bogart turned to look behind him. And there he saw. Why do I have to hurt a world beautiful as this? Leave in here. We have to go, Mash. We cannot stay here with him. We have to escape. But to leave Lord Bogart alone. Shh, I don't need you. You're always too soft at heart. Queen who cries in battles when I don't get in my way. Take her wherever. See what I mean? Bogart has already set his mind on killing all his enemy. If you stay here, nothing will change. What do you want to do here? What can you do here? Outside, we have to help everyone in the city. Okay, let's go. And I had planned to run, but I'll go with you. Goodbye, Bogart. For all the work I've done, I'll take this ride as payment. Oh, and please stay safe, Bogart. Ah, Lord Grain, I can't believe you're alive. Huh, you can't believe? Oh, the bullet of light just now. It was nothing more than a hot light filled with magical energy. It tingled with poisonous iron, but there was also nothing more to it. And no skill, no conviction. It was nothing compared to a strike from Her Majesty Morgan. Resume the advance, you weaklings. You're still the elites of Camelot. Bogart has in his foolish destroyed his own strongest line of defense. Go through that fool's front gate and capture the castle. We need not pursue those who fled. The priority is for the castle with Sheffield to fall. As the Queen armies passed through the front gate, the soldiers of Sheffield fought back. Those holed up in their homes, clasping at each other's hands, had no choice but to surrender to the Queen's army breaking through their doors. Seeing the fall of the front gate, those who were able to rush back to the gate in order to escape. Fairy Knight Gawain did not move from the front gate, and instead gazed up at the tower of the castle 1 kilometer away. As if to tell Bogart, whose mind has been transfixed by the destructive force of the cylinder, aim here. You think you stand a chance against me? You think you can beat me, little girl? Damn you, Knight and Morgan. Next time you shall not endure. Bogart, in all his excitement, had not noticed that the poison from the cylinder was following him as well. All that remained to him in this moment was also toward the blast of Fairy Knight Gawain and his admiration for Lang's excellent leadership. Oh, that little girl, how dare she? Bogart mouse hung agape at the thought of her having become such an impressive knight. At the same time, what came to his mind was the tears he had seen before. For the first time on the battlefield, he stopped to wonder why. Why had that girl cried? Why had she been so distraught? There's nothing to be distraught about, for in the end, Bogart would never come to understand the sensitivity of that girl. But this is a battlefield. What are you confused about? Weapons are to be used, and enemies are to be defeated. Sheffield is mine. It will not be relinquished even one of my people as long as I live. There's a thinly veiled sense that his anger was not directed at the Fairy Knight, but at his own incapacity. Fingertips beginning to numb, Bogart places his finger on the trigger one final time. It seems the inside of the castle is still safe. Is it possible to evacuate everyone from the streets into here? It is possible, but there will be nowhere to run if we had to. We either be caught or killed. If we want to save as many people as possible, we should open the rear gate and secure an escape route. Jet fuel will fall faster, but it will be whether we do this or not, so who cares? Whether it's to be captured and killed by the Queen's army, or to flee to the north and become one of McNamara's slaves. To disappear into the fields, or to escape into the realm of a fairy dead lord. You should at least have the freedom to choose yourself. Let's go to the back gate, Mash. If we run into Fairy Knight, we'll run away, okay? Those guys are only after you, Mash. Yes, I'm coming, Habitrot. Quickly, quickly, open the gates. The Queen Army is coming. If we get caught, won't we get taxed? I don't have that much life force left, so if they do that, I'll die. Calm down. Even if we open the gate, the situation won't change. You can't get out of this place. Go back to your homes. Go back. Lord Bogart will drive away the Queen's army in no time. Hold on until then. If you're without a home, head to the castle. We have to get to the front gate. We can't afford to lose time here. It's no use. Flames are raining from the sky. If we stay in the house, we'll only burn to death. Isn't the inside of the castle already packed with Queen soldiers? We have to run outside. Nugget army will be arriving soon, right? They'll definitely help us after all. We're with the king. Let's get out of here. There's nothing to be gained by staying here. There's no way we can rely on Bogart. He's been the loser from the Fang him from very beginning. That's right. That's right. Lord Bogart has failed. Even though he was the ruler of this territory, he was weak. It is 2,000 years too early for him to be pointing his blade at the queen. You. What the hell? It feels like this place is about to explode at any moment. Any minute. It seems like there's going to be infighting here before the Queen's army can even capture us. We can't even get any help from the guards. It seems I get it, but... Come on, this way is blocked too. Master Bogart was too through with this. Like, how are those sewers? You think we can get through here? No use. The walls extend down here too. Even if it's to prevent invasion, this is just too much. This is really bad. There's really no way to escape, Wag. Have you checked how to get the rear gate open? Of course I did. I overheard the guards like you said. I would, brother. The two of us would probably handle it on both sides of the gate, and the left and right guard rooms. There are levers behind the third pillar, with a vine patterned to it. If we flip those, we're good. Oh, but don't step on the picket of scaffolding below the lever. They say that it's a safety device that renders the lever useless. If you know this much, then you're good to go. Good job, Wake. You'll be able to finish the job by yourself now. Yeah, is that so? Is that so? I wonder if I'll be able to do everything by myself like Wiki. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Think about it more when I get caught. Well then, let's grab the guard's attention and get that gate open. The fairies in Sheffield had treated me a lot of drinks. This is the least I can do for them. Damn. It's the Queen's army. They're already here. Forget about opening gate, Mike. Let's hide in there here and let's see what happens. We were a little too late. Whatever we do won't go well. Hell's gonna break out all around us. Huh? But all we have to do is open the gate, right? Idiot. I taught you not to do more than you're supposed to. What is most valuable thing in this world? Your own life, right? Then you have to take great care of it. If it works the most, you have to get the most out of it, right? I see. That's right. It's not good to be barely get any use of something that's very precious. Then let's wait a little longer in here. Any sewers, brother? Over there. The Queen soldiers are being blown away. That is Anus, brother. Anus came to help. I told you she's smashed now, but well, this changes things. Let's sneak into a guard room now, while Mash has the attention of both the Queen soldier and the guards. Phew, she did it. That's our Mash, our child prophecy. Fairies streamed to the back gate as the Queen army rushed to capture them. The guards stepped forward, intercept the army, but the escaping citizen blocked their way, rendering them unable to do so. The Queen soldiers swung their blade on the fairies, struggling to escape, their inevitable death through the gate. Once the blood began flowing, it would not cease. The fairies were gripped with fear as the soldier dealt with them in a way befitting insurgents. The back gate had become an ocean of blood. Not a single person could escape. Of course, there was no way she would let such a thing come to pass. Huh? Lady Mash, why are you here? I'm here to assist. Newt, can you open the back gate? On my record, but yes, I will. The Lord concerned Lady Mash is passing through. There's no other option but to open it. Yes, thank you so much. Picking that thing up. I'm about to do something I will regret. I failed my job as a guard. I'm opening the gate. Someone help me. Hurry. Don't let the Queen army proceed past their guard room. Don't let anyone touch the safety device. If you see anyone suspicious, go ahead and cut them down. We have sighted the fairy who is suspected of being the child prophecy. She must be dealt with here. 4 of you, come with me. The rest stay here and finish off the citizens. Do not let anyone who dares to fight the Queen escape. Huh? I am your opponent. Shed any blood, further blood, and I will be responding kind. I'm the Knight of Sheffield, very Knight Galahad. I am your enemy, and I will be the one to defeat you. The gate has been opened. The child prophecy has opened the gate. I don't see the Queen's army outside. Hurry, hurry, we can take this chance to escape. Alright, we're done here. We should escape to Mash. Leave Bogart to defend for the city. He may be a brute, but he's still an actual knight. If we plan to rebel, I'm sure he has prepared to be defeated. You don't have to stand with him. This is his final battle, and it's alone. Have a trot. Escaping is forbidden. Death by the nose, or death here. The choice is yours to make. Lancelot, it's Fairy Knight Lancelot. Eat. I'm gonna be killed. I'm gonna be killed. What? What's that? Fairy Knight? That thing? Signing of a child prophecy confirmed. I was hoping it would not fall to me, but I have no choice. She must be captured. More importantly, what did you just say now? Galahad, was it? That's a grand statement for a nobody. This is bad. She's coming for us. You have to give it everything you got, Mash. And yeah, why did you call yourself Galahad anyways? Just who is that even? What kind of sugar daddy you keeping on the side, you? No, I don't know either. I was just spurred on the heat of the moment. Never mind that. I will fight back. Everyone, please escape. Ugh. I can't stand up even to one of them. My powers are already... I see, I figured you would endure a little, but but that shield. Relying on protection of the round table is without sense. Such mystery is completely different. Shit, that explosion just now from the castle tower. Did something happen to Lord Borgert? It's nice to see you're not giving up, but that space. I'll come. Don't tell me you're planning to save him. You have regained your strength, and a stubborn one, aren't you? Is it simply the fact you call yourself Galahad? But you can't, Child Prophecy. This is the end for you. You cannot leave here. There's no need for two Child Prophecy. Farewell. You were far too hasty to name yourself a fairy knight, and so falsely assumed the name of Galahad. Who's there? Sorry, but that young lady is my acquaintance. I didn't want to involve myself, but it'd be no good for her to die here. Stand down, Lancelot. That way we can both return to our lives before long. Are you perhaps the wolf who's been watching over me constantly? Come on, does something so obvious really need to be said? I guess you have been good intuition, or rather good discernment as always, young lady. Leave this one to me and run. I can at least buy you some time. Yes, I'll take your word for it. Thank you very much, Rope Man. Huh, you're not going outside. What are you doing? Heading back in the castle. Hey! I knew it. But it can't be helped. That's just how Mash is. Grim. You're Grim, right? Sorry it's been so long, but I'm looking forward to working together again. Yeah, leave it to me. Though if my enemy is her, there's no way I end up surviving. Nevertheless, I ask you, will you be my enemy? I'll always fight you with the determination to dive you out of this castle. Grim, so you are Grim the Wise. Familiar with Saber who once lived during the fair calendar, now a servant summoned in the Queen's calendar, seemingly not having learned his lesson. Your Majesty the Queen has given me to handle you out of curiosity. Do you have any last words? I take too long too well. Well, we're both outsider in this fairy kingdom. So let's not worry about our surroundings and fight to our heart's desire. Huh? He deflected that one too. It seems true then. He's as hardy as Gawain. But how sad. I'm not interested in the hardness of his hide. I want to touch his probing muscle and scrape out his rolling, naughty intestine. Look, your insides are disarranged in a suffering mess. I'm gonna make you look like a unsellable doll. Uh-oh, careful with that, lady. You're making blood splatter all over us. I'm about to reunite with a very dear friend of mine. I can't have my onigutsu getting stained. What are you talking about? You're already covered in blood. But hey, better yet, look, Beryl. Look how miserable Bogart is. A spell that reflects the soul to create a projection. Look, it works just as I imagined. Bend your arm. Bend your legs. He's just like some ugly marionette. This maid chap you taught me is too much fun. Yeah, they call it fetch. I couldn't use it because it was a little too advanced for me, but it's no problem for a fairy such as you. It's quite the perfect match, actually. Oh, I didn't imagine you would be able to so addicted to it. It's called fetch. I decided I would use this as my no phantasm. I'm going to use you as my plaything from now on, but you won't know what is happening. You'll be in my hands, but won't know what they are doing to you. That is the best. Shake your head from side to side, put your hands together in prayer. There's no better for a fool to die. Screw you, Tristan. So as if. Should it just die already? How are you still alive? You never dismantle your heart, damn it. Hold on, it's still too early for that. Stay calm, please, ladies. Bogart still has to be useful one last time. He just has to stay alive a little longer until... Speak of the devil, here she comes. Good, she really did love you, didn't she, my lord? Are you alright, Bogart? Why? Wait, Mash, slow down for a second. Whoa, what's that? Bogart is all bloody and floating in the air. The ones on the throne. Is this their doing? Good. We're here to help now. Please hold on. Hold it right there. If you move an inch, Lord Bogart dies, okay? You came to help, right? Then let's be friendly and talk it out first. Isn't that right, Mash? You're not a belligerent woman, are you? You are someone I know by my memory. I get it. Lost your memory, have you? What? Was it Mikey? Minky? No, Funky. Got all the details from a guy with a name like that. But what a disaster, Mash. I can't even begin to imagine your troubles. Struggling so much in such a strange time. I, BGM, have come for you. I know everything about your past. Now let's go to New Darton together. We'll have a lot of conversation there, just like old times, won't we? Mash, this guy's no good. Lancelot was a troublesome opponent because she was strong, but... whether he's strong or weak, this guy's bad. The stench of blood permeates his soul. I agree with you, even if he seems like someone I know. We can't take his word for granted, that much we can be sure of. Oh, come on now, Mash. What, have you lost your memory and became peevish? I see. It was the poor nature of the fairies you kept company with, wasn't it? You're right. If I'd been around filthy bandits, I would be very suspicious too. But rest assured, I've always been your... What happened to the fairy who told you about me? Tell me, where is Winky now? I can't tell you that. Sure, I don't know where dead people go when they die, nor do I really care to find out. You... Hey, don't you dare move another step. No way! Oh. How cruel, huh? I've never seen such a fierce romantic gesture. Scary, scary. At this rate, we'll be chopped to pieces. To be honest, neither I nor Fairy Knight over there are any match for you right now. After all, you're the Fairy Knight who took the name of Galahad, the greatest knights of the Round Table, the Knight of Heaven. Why, in that case, we have no choice but to use dirty tricks, if you will, Tristan. Leave it to me. Are you sure this is what you want? Look, I'm going to lead your beloved Bogart over this wall. If I release the string, he will fall, hit, first to the ground. Falling from this height will be nothing for him normally, but this guy's been beaten to the death doors. It'll be the finishing blow for him. So how long will we be courting my men for? Bless you, Lady Spindle. How do you even know what I want you to do? You're a genius. Of course, I understand you. It is you, and I know exactly where this is going. What on earth is your goal here? You haven't come to capture the child prophecy to capture me, have you? No, to be honest, I came here to kill the child prophecy. But well, the situation is a bit tricky. It looks like we're in a tough spot. We are no match for you. You don't forgive us for hurting Bogart. Frankly, if Bogart dies here, we'll die next. We couldn't stop you if you flew into a rage. That's right, I'm not sure you could either. Right, then let's do a bit of gambling. I'll share a secret with you. I am Morgan's master. I don't understand the meaning of master. Well, think of it, I'm Morgan's husband. If you kill me, Morgan armory and power alike will be halved. As a child prophecy, you can't possibly pass up on this opportunity. As I said before, even two of us are no match for you. It's a shame I said all this to bring you here, because if it comes down to a fight between us, all would be lost. Unless there was some sort of hindrance, I guess. You're asking me to let you escape in exchange for saving Bogart. You want me to choose one or the other? No, there will be no need for you to choose, will there? The thread that held Bogart in the air snapped it. Reikosaka knew her all too well. He knew full well she would not hesitate to jump after Bogart to save him. Bogart. You see, no matter what's going on inside her, her reaction will be the same regardless. Whether she lost her memory or not, it doesn't matter. Reikosaka's laughter echoed through the air after laughing for a while. Their do or die rescue. Now then, let's retrieve the black pearl. Where would it be? Hey lady, the cannon that was up there until a little while ago. Big thing, 3 meters long. Where did it go? Did it maybe just fall down? Seriously. Yes sir, I didn't see it. I was busy daydreaming about you, so. Huh. Well, nothing can be done about it. It's alright, not a big deal. So we had enough fun. Let's go home, please, now. Is it alright to leave Mash Girl alone? You wanted her so badly. Yeah, Morgan told us not to get in a fight with the child prophecy, right? In the first place, everybody at Alyssa had tables turned on them. I'll have to think for a little longer on how to get my hands on her. That's right, she's stronger than me. What is with that? That's so boring. She was so cocky, I wanted to mess her up. I'm stressed. I feel like I'm going to die. May I go and butcher the fairies here? Come on now. It's better to just change the ways you do things. I told you, didn't I? If you can't hurt them on the outside, then let them rot from the inside. As a child prophecy, she will help others to her heart's content. Whatever waits her at the end is a guilty conscience. The more she acts the part of the child prophecy, the more she'll despair at the end of all. After all, that's the foundation on which the Spirit Kingdom was built, right? She fell for a few seconds from the throne room down into the castle courtyard. She sprung down the castle, taking Bogart's dying body in her arms, and fell to the ground on her back. She had moved to protect the dying Bogart, but its weight has been added to hers. And as expected, she had become dizzy from the impact. No, this is nothing, but Bogart, are you safe? I'm alright, come on now. It's only the second time I've fallen from this height. Despite his gasping for air, Bogart's harsh tone remained. The girl was relieved, but that relief was short-lived. Bogart's body was cold as the stone around him, his breath short and sharp. We'll get you medical care soon, but all the people in the castle. No matter, there are no more medics. I could hear the clashing of swords, the sound of fires, the soldiers screaming as they fought. So that is it. They even took the castle. Just by the time I return, the castle is already lost. Why? No, it is alright. Take me to the rear gate. Return to resist me, so will you do that? Yes, no, Habitat hasn't. I'm right here. What were you thinking jumping off the castle walls like that? Thankfully, it turned out to be the fastest escape route. Thank goodness. That's what I didn't expect of you, Habriiel. You're light and nimble. That's right, my spinning machine can even fly for a while. It's got all the bells and whistles you expect. But you're not allowed to call me Happy Nun. That would make me happy as all. Right. Now then, I will escort Bogart to the rear gate. Habitrot, can you cover for us? Of course, Habitrot replied with a nod. All the while, the girl tried her best to hold Bogart large frame in her arms. She came to the realization that magical energy which had overwhelmed her had now dissipated. With her fight against Lancelot and fall just now, she had a long reached at her limit. You fool! You might be a fairy knight, but you're still part human. You mustn't, Bogart. You cannot carry me with that body of yours. I can walk on my own, so just set me down. If you don't even have the strength to remove my grip on your body, you will not convince me of such a thing. The rear gate is this way, let's go. Bogart lifted her loaf in his arm, with his body covered in blood, began his stride. Laboriously painstaking, as steadily and earnest as a groom running away with his bride in his arm. Whoa, it's even worse than before. This is bad, Bogart. The rear gate is crowded with fairies. If we push now, the Queen's soldiers are certain to spot us. Until this moment, Habitrot managed to lead them past the Queen's army undetected. But such a good fortune was drawing to a close. Once they enter the street leading to the gate, Child Prophecy and Bogart will alike be seen by everyone. Indeed, it is quite fortuitous that the gates are open, but this, No, we will exit from that gate. If we stay here, we will be sure to find out. With your help, some of my strength has returned. We will run from here. I will also lead the people who are still confused about whether to stay in the city or escape. Child Prophecy, you stand out. Keep your head down until we're outside. Yes, I understand. Alright, let's get going. Why are you dwelling, you fools? The castle has fallen. The fighting in the main street has come to an end. The Queen's soldiers are coming this way. Escape through the back gate into the twisting cave of Bristol Hills. If you're a citizen shepherd, you know what it means, don't you? Lord Bogart, you're alive? But the twisting cave of his is a place of no return. That's where the fairy dead lord. I'll be going. Should you have other plans in mind, do as you please, but you cannot stay here. Hear them now. Their footsteps, the largest body, the Queen army, going Black Dog spot approaches. Damn it. At Bogart's command, the fairies all rushed out of the rear gate, one after another. Bogart held the girl, as if relieved the fairies' confusion. And then he himself slowly marched through the gate. You did great, Bogart, but what will we do if they make it outside? Look behind you, the Queen army is chasing after us. As long as the gate remains open, they will soon catch up to the people, huh? The gates are closing. What a country, Bogart. Is it designed to close after you walk through it? Seems so. Once again, we have been blessed with good fortune. Huh? There was a tone of anguish to Bogart's voice. Through it, you could sense that something was not right. She raised her head with all her might and faced the now distant gate. Wait, please. Wait. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for saving me that day. Thank you for granting me a name. Thank you for always making me smile. With Bogart still holding her hands where they are stood, she frankly waved towards the two brothers, thanking them with the most genuine smile she could muster. Master Bogart, he's alive? Is that MASH? So they got there in time. Help him in this situation. We should do something to help as well. But this... How awful. MASH's face is so pale. I can see it all the way from here. I bet Lancelot got to her. and that's why Bogart is supporting her. But what a relief that they are able to run away. We should go too, bro. We could travel with Mash once again. Right, that won't be so bad. I bet we could even get Master Bogart to join us. He'd be a great bodyguard. And if he was there, things would be a lot easier for Mash. We can object to that though. But you know, before we do that, there's something else we must take care of. What could that possibly be? What could be so important right now? Yeah, someone's gotta do it. I can't do this alone. Like, I can't do this without you. Brother, what's with that scare face? Come on, tell me, we're brothers, aren't we? If there's something you want me to do, I'll help you. Alright, well then, let's go close that gate. We overheard how to do it earlier, so it should be easy. We lowered the lever to close the gate and trigger the safety mechanism so it can't be opened again. That should be enough. The Queen's armor won't be able to get outside for a while. Bro, what are you seeing? Alright, I see. Alright, brother, let's do it. But we can let's say goodbye first, right? I don't want to worry, Mash. Sure, we'll break into the ground guard room either way, so let's go to the top of the stairs and escape to the top of the gate. And then, alright, Master Bogart has his eyes on us. He's a real sticker for detail. He is. I'm sure he gets the plan. Why are you dwelling, you fools? Bogart resounded throughout the square. He scattered attention and confused Perry, but at the same time he calls the attention of the Queen's army. Oh then, let's go, Weg. This is the first time I've been excited since we came to the Fairy Kingdom. Yeah, you're right, bro. We made people angry, been scolded, hated. We've been through a lot, but in the end, I'm glad we ended up here. And so the gate shut. The Queen soldiers were, of course, furious. When they found the two fairies hiding in the guard room, they would slash them without end to try and drive them out. Outside, they would see Bogart moving away, and in his arm, the face of a girl who turned to face them. Look, brother, Mash spotted us. She's looking right here. Hey, I'm glad you're okay. Take care. I'm too much of an idiot to make myself clear, but thank you for everything. I mean it. Thank you for saving our lives. Rob looked on sorrowfully, yet prayerfully, as his younger brother waved and gestured. The sound of military boots echoed downstairs. Soon their journey would meet its end. Hey, it isn't all bad when you put your life on the line for something you know you're doing it for what matters the most. Screw it. I'm leaving too. I don't give a shit about the Queen's men. So long, and good luck, Mash. Don't worry about us. We already got our payment. Despite the prophecy, you saved us, you mystical knight. It was a great journey, my most cherished memory. I'll never forget it as long as I lived. Goodbye, goblins. Following this, some soldier gave chase, but Bogart and his people were able to escape undetected. This is how the battle of Sheffield came to its end. About that weird gate, the voices of the two fairies seeing their friend off until the barium lives on forever and forever. The fairies who escaped from Sheffield were in a certain cave in the north. A twisted cave in Fizzle Hill, an evil cave inhabited by a lone fairy dead lord. Bogart had prepared this place to use as an emergency shelter. The fairy dead lord has been done in by Bogart and is now a sanctuary. Naturally, there were stockpiles of food prepared for humans. There were even oak trees that the fairies liked. As Lord Bogart had done what is required of him, even so Bogart was now. Lord Bogart, please at least drink of this. It's morning dew with a fizzle flower. It might at least moisten your throat. Bogart did not move any longer. The heat had all but left his body. in light of all but his eyes. It had been a lie in his strength that had returned. It was the last remaining stubbornness of him as Lord. Hey, where is the child prophecy? Yes, I'm right here with you, Lord Burgert. Well, that'd be right. The fairies are here too. This place leads to the eastern vein corridor. Aldovania. The Aldovania is Britain's ley-line cavern. You can get to any city without going up the surface. If you wish to escape, use it well. Guards, if you scatter the Queen's pursuers, remain here for a while. Remember, do not seek sanctuary from Nugget in the north. She is generous to those who come, but ruthless to those who leave. As a ruler, she is no better than Morgan. If you must seek help, go to the round table in the south. Lord Burger, please rest. Leave it to us, the people of Sheffield, your people. We will protect them. The people of Sheffield. For 100 years I came here stirred by the anger of being driven out of Norwich. I had it better than I thought. I now realize that. I had land, had people, and it had burning purpose. Oh, indeed, I hated Morgan, I hated Woodwolves, I hated Spriggan. I desired the throne of the Fairy Kingdom for vengeance, but I wanted to protect Norwich, I really did. I want to live up my expectation of me as a lord. I want to save my people more than anything. I want to return to my homeland, that bustling city, sea, breeze, and busy craftsmen. I wonder why I thought I hated that restless place. Are you familiar with these strange feelings, Child Prophecy? Yes. It's called hope sickness from the beginning, you. Lord Burgot, you raised your troops just to save Norwich. Huh. It's as if you can see right through me, haha. You, the Child Prophecy, who despise wars, what happened to that iron cylinder? She shook her head. I wonder if Bogart noticed the look on her face. I see. I'm giving you an excuse to escape. I never had any doubt about myself as a lord, but actually until the very end, to you I was never. And so Bogart drew his final breath in peace. The fairies mourned the loss of their lord and felt the anxiety of what might happen tomorrow crashing down on them. Muffled air filled the cave. In the midst of all, she alone looked up with strength. Lady Mash, that shield in your hand, what are you going to do? Well, you're not Bogart's wife anymore, so what are you going to do from now on, Mash? I'm heading to Norwich. Lady Mash, no, are you going to Norwich all by yourself? It's not because I'm a Child Prophecy. I'm going to save Norwich from danger it faces. That is what I want to do most now. It feels as if it is my duty. That is in case we will accompany you. We have to protect the Child Prophecy. Albert, your job is to guard the people. I get how you feel if you're so heartless. Bogart will definitely come back to haunt you, don't you think? Well, that's true, isn't it? But is it really okay to go alone, Mash, Lady Mash? She's not alone, I'm with her. Besides, I'll be able to show her the way. Wolfie, I knew you'd be following me still. The wolf did not give a single howl. Miro turned its back on Mash and walked away. Deeper and deeper into the cave, into the long, dark labyrinth they knew as Udon. And leaving already? You're so impatient, but well, we don't have much time, so we should hurry up. Using the vein corner, it will take no less than a week to get to Norwich. There's no telling when the rumored comedy pool will come alive. We can't afford to waste any time. That's right, Udon is a peerless place. We would be a burden to Lady Mash. We wish you best of luck, Lady Mash. You have our gratitude for saving Lord Bogart. Yes, but it is I who should be grateful for everything. Please everyone, don't make any rash decision. Take care of yourself. I'm the Knight of Sheffield, saving Norwich to me. And so she departed on her journey, this time, in with the true sense of the word. She would have various adventure in the vein corridor, but I'll spare you details for the sake of brevity. After breaking through the labyrinth and meeting with all kinds of different fairies, this lone child of prophecy would arrive at the city of her destiny, Norwich. To find out what would happen there and what happens after, we just have to find the rest of the story. That was pretty long. I guess I can do one more. One more, then I'll do the rest tomorrow. Probably not all of them though. And that's all there is to know about the current situation in Britain. I hope you got all that. You managed to tour out all of Britain in only 2 days, even though you're this tiny? We're on such a tight schedule. It makes the end of the year seem like time to relax. I hope you realize that. Sorry, but I don't understand a thing. It feels like you only showed me a snapshot from your vacation. You need to give us something more concrete to work with. All I got from it was peace, peace, danger, peace. It made you dumbfounded. Sleepy. Don't fall asleep, wake up. Sorry, when I was in my recognition form, I am a little less intelligent. Anyway, there wasn't much movement in either Gloucester and Salisbury. There's a rumor coming from Camelot that the Queen had begun preparing some large-scale magecraft. And supposedly, the colony pool in Norwich will repurchase in a few days. As for Sheffield, the cornerstone of the north. Well, I wasn't able to gather much, since there wasn't anyone left there anymore. But why is it just heading to Norwich now? To that end, actually I think time is right. Yuki and Da Vinci are serious about saving Britain. Vittoria made her first reliable companions, and with Murmasa joining us, we gained some ability to fight too. To be honest, even more fighting power would be ideal, but we can't be too greedy. We're running out of time. Now's our last chance to head to Norwich. Is that all there is to it? Is there not another reason? When you talk about what happened in Sheffield, you seem to be more shook up than usual. There isn't another reason, none at all. It is not as if I was thinking, if everything goes well, we were able to make a powerful ally in Sheffield. We only stopped here for a small break, didn't we? It's not good to stay in one place. You know, you guys are the center of attention in Britain right now. Well, it'd be nice to have a base, but my force isn't all suitable for that. If we were attacked, we wouldn't last a single day. After all, that's what happened in Sheffield. If we're gonna say anything, it was a slip of the tongue. Now's the time to gather allies. I strongly advise that we head to Norwich next. Don't you agree, Yuki? I heard you proclamation earlier after all. You know it too, right? As a child prophecy, Victoria lacks both self-confidence and accomplishment. Exactly. As a saber, nothing is more important than having saved the city. I see. If we can repel this comedy where even the Queen Morgan has thrown in the towel, the child prophecy will no longer be but a mere rumor and instead become reality. There won't be anyone left who would doubt Otoria. I'm sure you're right, but I wonder if the current me could really purify the comedy pool. Without a doubt, you can do anything with that vigor you display at the auction house. Worst case scenario, you'll get hit and shattered into a million pieces. I'll be right here to pick your remains if you do. You got this far being reckless, haven't you? Isn't that right, Yuki? With the same energy, you can do it. I'll have you know, I'm actually really cautious. That's right, zoom. Altaria is bearer of full courage, vigor, and the power to lead us forward. She'll be absolutely be able to do something about Norwich, no doubt about it. Let's get going right away and start on our journey. Our destination is Norwich, the city colony. To save Britain with all our powers combined. Who are you? Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Gareth. Gareth the Wanderer, aspiring to be Altaria Square. Here you go. Lunch. Thank you again for the food today. Munch. Both of the fruit that gave me yesterday and today's are absolutely delicious. Thank you. The forest here is truly wonderful. Sorry, but could we return to our earlier conversation? In summary, so far you've... Yes, I've been following you since your time in Gloucester. Since you attended the auction, to be exact, even against an enemy like Tristan, someone like that. For every fairy years. You took her river slugfest head on, cool. As a cucumber, and even had a magecraft duo, like Kaboom. I ate my vegetable every day for 16 years, go back to school and start from scratch. It's just thinking back on it, your choice of words filled me with determination. That's when I became convinced Altaria is the Lord whom I will serve. Of course, I've been spying on what you've been doing since the auction too. Altaria was always the first to lend a hand, no matter how suspicious the person was asking for help was. I don't know anyone in Britain these days who would be so trusting towards other fairies. I don't know much about Ainsa prophecy, or even rumors going around, but... Altaria, I know that you're one destined to save Britain. So please let me join you on your pilgrimage. I'm a low-class fairy who has been wandering from city to city, but I, Gareth, will make myself useful for sure. What should I do, guys? I'm not the great fairy she makes me out to be. Being called Lord is just so... It's definitely Gareth. Yeah, Gareth, also known as by all means one of the Knight Round Table in proper human history. Well, let's just keep quiet about it for now. After all, Altaria looks genuinely happy. Can I ask us something? Why do you want to meet Altaria Square? You say you don't care about Ainsa prophecy or the rumors going around. So you don't believe in the child prophecy. That being the case, what is it that you see in Altaria? That's all. Well, yes. Tell the truth, I've been wandering for so long. I don't even know what kind of fairy I am. I'm not part of the Wind Clan, nor the Earth Clan, nor the Fan Clan. I'm no good at any of that kind of stuff. But ever since I was born, I have this purpose in my heart. This time I will protect everyone. This time I want to become a fairy who can fight for real. I want to actually help those who are suffering. That's its purpose in my heart right now. But I'm not very strong, so the only thing I've been able to do is be patient. I managed to get my hands on an iron weapon, and I see managing to defeat some of the Moors. At the same time, I saw some fairy knight working for Her Majesty from afar, and then I fought from the bottom of my heart. I want to become a knight like that too. I want to become a knight who protects everyone, become powerful enough to serve a ruler whom I really respect. Soon after I heard Her Majesty Morgan was actually a bad ruler, and the Imperial Knights were just knights who can defeat the Moors. So I'm convinced my dream will never come true, as long as Britain stays the way it is. However, when I heard that there was an auction for a fairy who would save Britain, I snuck in at the last possible moment. After all my feeble encounter with Altaria, my dream becoming knight came true. No, I haven't fulfilled my dreams yet, but it feels like I have. Well, that's all I have to say. I hope you understand why I want to serve Altaria now. I see well it can be helped. I suspected that she was a spy sent by Morgan, but there's no way someone that this awkward clumsy work for her. And it looks like Altaria and Yuki support you. So of course I support you too. The more people we have on our side, the better. Let's get work together from now on, Gareth. Also, you mentioned you didn't know what kind of fairy you were, but I guess that's all sorted now. You're the first subject of Altaria, Gareth, the Princess Knight. Nice combination, we did it, Gareth. Yes, we may have been inched from certain defeat, but that was a total victory. You two are really getting along well. They seem to be the same age too. Are you jealous, Yuki? I've never seen a fairy like that before. Maybe it was a stray fairy who made it this place its territory. You did good work, everyone. Yuki, Da Vinci, and Toria can return to the carriage. Gareth and Muramasa, can you continue guarding Red Rabbit for now? Well, proper protection, we're sending ducks for bandits and beasts alike. Leave it to me. Running is my specialty. Da Vinci would attract the wrong kind of attention. We need someone to exclude toughness, I guess, huh? At this pace, how long will it take to get to Norwich? About 2 days or so, I believe. That is assuming there is no trouble along the way. Sure, stray fairy attacks like the one just we encountered don't really count. That's just part for the course. What we should be worrying about is running into the Queen's Guard patrols. They're also the reason why we don't go any faster than this. The carriage going down the road in a hasty manner is an obvious case of someone running away from something, isn't it? If they stop us and look in the carriage, we won't be able to fool them. The shadow prophecy are saying there want a poster of Otoria out there? No, not Otoria. They would just see her as another country fairy. It's Yuki who would be in danger. In most cases, it's strictly forbidden for a non-military personnel to go outside the city. They will question him about which clan they belong to, and they will find out the truth. Just like police questioning Morgan, you mean Dad has stuff figured out? Right, that's why we're maintaining this speed. We'll only let it fly when we're completely hostile. By the way, Otoria, this is your first visit to Norwich? Yeah, it's my first Norwich, the city of blacksmith. I always wanted to go there. Huh? But don't fairies hate iron? The Wind Clan does, but the Earth Clan treats it as commodity. Fairies hate weapons made of iron, but when used in everyday items or construction, they are not so averse to it. But frequently handling of iron may get you complaints from those in the neighborhood, but that's proof their ability as a craftsman. It'll be your first time in Norwich, so I'm sorry you'll be seeing it in such a shocking state, but to be perfectly honest, this will be your first major turning point. I believe Britain fate will decide by how well you fare in Norwich. See it as the prophecy said. A city of iron, a sea suit. When the comedy is repelled, the polar image will be hailed. That's definitely about Norwich, isn't it? The prophecy about the child prophecy might be abstract 80% of the time. But that line very indicates where and what. Both us and Otoria alike, it's a battle that we cannot afford to lose. Right, whether real or fake, the child prophecy must save Norwich. However, on the other hand, you could argue that no comedy will strike Norwich until the child prophecy arrives there. In that case, there's no need for us to worry too much right now. This might be your last chance at a peaceful journey, so let's just enjoy while we can. Alright, this will be Yuki's first time East Salisbury too, right? We'll be passing Oxford soon. I suggest you get a good look. Oxford is home of Woodwose, chief of the Fan Clan, the city house bell that child prophecy must toll. Well, are we going to stop by? Sure, I'd love to show you around the restaurant district by the main street, but Woodwose is a very violent man. If we meet, there will definitely inevitable be a battle. He wouldn't even try to test our metal like Meru did. There'd be no room for talking it out. So I guess Oxford is a bell that must be rung by force. You're right, it'll be impossible for us to ring the bell without their use of force. Although the appearance of fairy knights has diminished the extent of what was authority, the Fan Clan remains dominating force in the Fairy Kingdom. We won't be able to take in Oxford for quite some time yet, so and we'll turn the city into a battlefield. But that's the thing, you could say that's what ring the bells is all about. Aurora and Murin are exceptions, in that they don't want to turn their cities into battlefields. From the very start, Oxford is a place of bloodshed. In 800 of Queen Calendar, about 1200 years ago, this area was domain of the Wind Clan. The Fang Clan took it from them by force and killed all the members of the Wind Clan. In other words, Marins and Glossaris. There may have been other in the clan who survived, but from what I heard, Marin's one of the sole survivors of the Wind Clan. Lord's Chamber. Clan Head's private chamber. Welcome back, Lord Woodwest. Thank you for your service at Camelot. What a waste, forced to spend my time in such an inclusive meeting. The number of tag-alongs have increased year by year. Her Majesty audience have become increasingly suffocating. No, that's not the issue. The issue is the other clans. Spriggan and I are the only heads who attend. Algera, the rebel, Mirin, the coward, and Einzel, who remains forever in hiding. They only care about their own wants and needs, with no regard for the future of this realm. The only sane heads remaining are me and Aurora. So it is, indeed, Lord Woos is a patriot who truly concerns himself with the Fairy Kingdom. Please, as soon as you can, you should proceed with your marriage plans with Her Majesty. That's right. The king of the Fairy Kingdom should be a man of strength, and yet bare gut. While we were carefully laying groundwork, he swooped in and took Her Majesty's hand as if it were his to take. The fact he claims to be a forging master matter not. Why should I be deceived by a mere human? Lord Wootwos. Excuse me, Lord of Oxford. I am here to report on the resource management at the ranch. Manu, what an awful time after all the trouble you went through to become a soldier. Lord of Oxford, I'd like to state my report if I may. I do not care to speak. Sir, of the 60 humans housed at the West Ranch, 10 were sent to Camelot, and the remaining 50 were sent here. Well, that's good. With 50 men, we'll be able to let everyone with advancing war symptoms. Without doubt, it's the remaining or all to Manchester into Gawain's custody. She said they were in need of re-education. She can't do that. She confiscated him, that brat. Eee! Please calm down, Lord Wootwos. The soldiers' marriage status support. Quite, why should we suffer so for the sake of such a fragile being? We can increase the number of humans as we wish, and yet the Queen hasn't increased the number of shipments at all. That is because only humans with emotion have functioning creativity that can nurture us superiors. We cannot afford such flexibility in Britain right now. The Moors grow in number every day. If we don't increase our manpower, the city will be devoured. Or does the Queen think it is no issue as long as she has her fairy knights? They have no idea about the hardships our Fang clan has gone through to fight for her queen. Lord Woos. 2. Be composed, be tolerant, for I am a warrior warfare serving my queen. Escort of the body, I will be having dinner. Aurora has brought some good wine. Seems the Wind Clan also struggling to survive. Just like that. Maynor, you're a talented chef, but you said you wanted to be a help Lord despite being a human. If fairies and humans are so different, then why can't human knows their place? This was the first one. Summoning monster cats is not exactly my fort. Since we spent the night by Oxford, we've been on the road for 2 days. The animals are growing increasingly furious here. Could it be because we're so close to the Great Pit? Great Pit, you mean the one you can see over there? Right, the Great Pit at the center of Britain. And the wall rising up to its north as if to shelter the Great Pit is Camelot Castle. The capital of Sin, Camelot, where Her Majesty Queen Morgan resides. That Great Pit, Mike told me about it. He said it was placed to dispose of sinister things. A fairy who lost their names may vanish from the city. and end up in the forest to the west of the island. However, some things are simply no longer needed, or just cannot be gotten rid or destroyed, because they are simply obstructions. And some other things are what might be called non-composable space. That hole is a place where disposing of such things. It looks pretty deep, but I wonder how just deep it is. Can you tell me, Masa? Well, that is likely near 10,000 meters deep. I fell in, but I didn't reach the bottom. As I fell, landslide blew me off, of course. Thankfully, I was able to catch myself on the wall. 10,000. My friends, please stop. Talk about the Great Pit. You'll bring my luck over yourself. I like listening to this. A Great Pit is something everyone knows of in the Fairy Kingdom. Nobody should speak of. It's simply bad luck. Do you remember the fairies who had gone there to dump their waste? They are the ones who have sinned and have been put charge of the Great Pit as punishment, the pilgrims of the landfill. Regular fairies shouldn't even be looking at the hole, so we'll just forget about it. Pilgrims, in spite of being offenders, that is. It is strange, isn't it? I thought it was strange too. I don't understand why they're called pilgrims in the first place. Pilgrims is a word coined for the sake of the child prophecy, isn't it? A memento left behind by the 6 fairies who were there in the beginning. They were enshrined, and the bell towers are represent our roots. And so I heard that Einso named this journey to Bell Tower Shrine in order to govern the clan's pilgrimage. I see. That's right. There shouldn't be such a concept as pilgrimage in the Fairy Kingdom. It's something made specifically for the child of prophecy. That makes sense. Well, in Yuki's world, in proper human history, is pilgrimage a common word? Yeah, religion. You're not familiar with that, are you? If many people believe in salvation in and cooperate under a single teaching, those people will travel to the place where that teaching originated to then. That place will be called sacred. And that's what you call a pilgrimage in our world. It's something anyone can do. It's the simplest and most important ritual you can partake in. Anyone? You don't have to be chosen by prophecy to go on a pilgrimage. That's the beauty of proper human history. Everyone is equal and no one is special. If you do something bad, you can be forgiven if you atone your misdeeds. And even if you've done something good, you can still be punished for your wrongdoings. Basically, it's a world discussion, though it's not always that simple. What happens today carries over to tomorrow. What happens tomorrow carries over to the next day. There's no eternity or change the same way is for fairies, so the outside world is constantly changing. Oh, I see. It is very human land, isn't it? As someone who is always falling behind, I think a world where everyone helps each other sounds really nice. No, everyone in the Fairy Kingdom are alike, so we shouldn't bother comparing who's better. You're right. How about you, Yuki? Huh. What did I ask that in a strange way just now, maybe? I just want to know how you feel about your own world. How do you see yourself in the future, is what I'm trying to ask. Oh, like that. Yeah, like that. I don't know how to put it, but... unskippable. I think it makes me a little just... What has a surprise? The Fairy Kingdom has splendid bridges too. What up? Is that it? It's awful. The entire thing has collapsed from the piers up. Did it make a mistake in the structure and as a framework or something? Some time ago, there was a rainy season in the Fairy Kingdom. The river probably flooded. And that, in combination with the more violent rampage, probably led to this. But we have other issue. On the other side of this river tears beyond that hill. You can see Norwich, but is the river too deep to cross? Yes, it's much deeper than it seems. According to some, it's even bottomless. So this is the end of the carriage then. Thank you for your service, Red Rabbit. What's that, you dog-eater mutt? In this moment, I am Yuki's favorite seat. On our journey here, I compose my poems. I swore accompanying him until the end of his journey. I'd rather beat you here and now and return home than to be left by you lot. I hope you remember that I'm prepared to go such lengths, neighbor. The river tears. Then this must be the river of Jaxil. What's that, Jacke? I recall there was a fairy of that name in proper human history, but however. The fairy dead lord Jacke, a great fairy once known as a holy grail water. Her special trait was to summon the treasure one desired. Oh, it'd be easier if you saw it, right? Look over there. See all those fairies hanging around under the bridge? They're likely searching for JK as well. If you go into the river, you can't get out. That's because you guys are weak. Out of the way, cowards. I go first. Draco, can you hear my voice? What I wish for is a silver axe. I accidentally misplaced mine recently. I appreciate you can bring me a new one. I knew it. Yahoo is coming. It's not exactly a wish for, but Lord Wu was ordained to procure a hair ornament that would suit Lady Aura. If I could get a rainbow colored hairpiece or something, no way, something actually coming. And you get it, need to get it, but all fairies who enter the river, JK, they all... Oh my hand, something just grabbed me. No, I knew it, I don't want it. I don't want it, this isn't what I wished for, help me, somebody, Pardon me, may I leave you all here and go live with my parents? Can you just keep your horse ears shut for a bit? You're ruining the story. As you can see, Draco is the most dangerous fairy dead lord. She lures you to the river with treasures you desire, and once you grab them, she pulls you into the river to kill you. You could call it skills of desire in life. That bridge was probably made to avoid JK. So it's dangerous to be even near the river. However, we simply continue on foot from here then. I'll carry Yuki while we can drive across the decrypt bridge. How about Otor and Gareth? Could you make it that jump? Don't be observed, Maramasha. How many meters is that even? No problem. Gareth can handle. I'm quite good at jumping, you see. Of course I could too. Boom! Wouldn't be a problem. I'm the child prophecy. It's not that I couldn't jump, but I'm a bit unsure. Oh, Baron, this river, can it really be crossed like that? No, it can't. The treasure will appear in the stream in the middle of the jump. If you were to see any of it, you would be diving straight into the river. Ah, I see. I underestimated the mystery of this fairy. See what I mean, Marissa? You gotta think about what you're doing, Marissa. Stay your turn, stay. Sorry, it's just... Mesiah just reminds me of old men from a village, so I just... Then we'll have to go around the river. Is it possible to go upstream? Right, if we go upstream, we'll be outside of Draco's territory. We'll lose about half a day doing so, but it's better than taking any risk. Just don't look at the river. If you see something you want, ignore it if it comes near you. Draco is invisible within the river. She'll never leave it either. As long as we stay away, there won't be any problems. Treasure flowing up Oberon. We're able to ignore what came downstream. Couldn't we cross the river without having to worry? No, as long as Draco has magical energy, treasures will keep flowing endlessly. If we try to ignore them, we'll be locked in constant struggle against JK. I guess something like that could work. It's not so much something you want, more something you would give your life for. Since we as a group have high expiration of savings Norwich, we might not be enchanted by Draco's treasure. We might be able to force our way across. Something's coming downstream. Is that a Notori plushie? There's no way you're not a dog fairy. A carrot over 2 meters long. Is that no way a whole grail? Greers are coming to the stream. But that's nothing, a gray or two, and it isn't too rare. Don't understand, you can self-control. Is that a dozen grills? I can't get out of my head, ugh. It's bad. I was imagining I would be good at nailing people's desire. However, resist Leonardo da Vinci. No matter what, I won't be conquered. Dinosaur fossils. Oh, so that's why in summer she has dinosaurs, huh? How the hell did you guys even make it through 5 Lostbelts? No, that's not it. That's just how strong JP is. Don't look at the river, Artoria. I'm gonna save those idiots who got dragged down. Normally I wouldn't, but right now I'm an invitation, so there's nothing I want. Are you gonna lock in green Ramasa? Don't look over here, idiot. The river's right there. Oh. We just lost 5 people in another minute. What are we gonna do, Muramasa? That thing just now, was that really what she wished for? You gotta be kidding me. Go over and go find a rope and toss it into the river. Like there was something convenient as a rope. Oh crap, looks like I looked at the river too. I don't know what the hell's coming down the river. Sold out. As your energy sold out. Hey, what do you have to say for yourself, you morons? I'll give you one chance before I bonk you over the head. You see, there was no way we weren't gonna get that stuff. Everybody gets bonked. Ouch. Do you really have no remorse when we deal with the things in Norwich? You'll have an entire day of Zazan. Look forward to hear that. Miramasa is so strict. Haruiki, what's Zazan? A discipline to make you refresh for beating. That is very special kind of training. It's too early for me to try that. Haha. Haha. I thought I got the treasure, but it's gone. You tricked us all along, JK. For real, my entire figure disappeared too. I lost it when Muramasa whacked me. Just as a plot. Basically, there's no way someone could manage to prepare the things everyone desires. What you saw was merely a figment of your imagination. It was just some foam in the water. Your sweet tongue always knows what to say. Your sweet tongue. Oh, thank you. Well, hopefully you learn from this that not all the glitter is gold. Now what? It seems like we're at the bottom of the river, but I can't even see the surface if I look up. This is without a doubt the fairy territory of JK. Swimming straight up to get out is not something that will allow that. We won't be able to return to service unless we deal with JK. Well, now that it's tricked all of you down here, I expect it to come to us. What kind of fairy is JK even? Is she human-like, fish-like? A mermaid, they said, although no fairy has been dragged in has ever returned so. Oh, but I heard it attacked more humans than fairies. She dragged men down to make them her lovers. They say that if you're a human, you'll be let go of before she kills you. And that's how the name JK came about in the first place. I'll make them her lovers. I see, as in get hitched. So when JK lured her praise to the river, she's looking for someone to marry. Is that what you're saying? Yes, she's a terrible marriage hunting fairy. That's just like a JK in proper human history. Yours? You mean JK existed there as well? Yeah, it's part of folklore passed down throughout Europe. She disguised herself as gold rings and dishes flowing downstream, and dragged in men who would come to pick them up. However, she wasn't just trying to find a lover. Her purpose was to wish my purpose. Beg of you, please, far have searched this world to look in vain. Just come and get ready. If she's attacking us, we have to respond. We can finish that fight later. From the look of it, this thing's serious. Don't be caught off guard, Yuki. Nowhere. Why? What is wish for? Don't know. But a dream. It's all my treasure. My love, my baby. JP is dispersing. What's that baby she mentioned? Do you know, Wataria? No, I never heard that word before. Baby? I don't know why you're looking at glaring at me like that. I've never heard of such thing either. No baby as in... It's just a spot, it seems. Yuki, let's discuss this later. Just the two of us, alright? I sure got it. The flow of men is normalizing. JP Ferry territory seems to be resigning. We did it. Good. We're drowning. I see, you fought JP at the bottom of the river and defeated her. Then, as you were having a casual conversation, you didn't realize the river turned back to normal, and so you almost drowned. But you were swept downstream and managed to make it out alive. Then you walked back here. Is that about right? Ladies and gentlemen, well, I was just here to keep an eye on her stuff. But that's fine, I guess. Don't be so down, Oberon. I'm sorry for leaving you here. Oh, you can put that rope away. How do you even find one? Yeah, Blanca to thank for that. She flew all the way out here to find us. Sorry you were left out, Oberon. What doesn't bother me? It's my fault for being late. As an acquaintance of Shakespeare, I only want to be involved if it was comedy. Either way, the threat of JP is no more. We can now cross the river. Red Rabbit, travel upstream until you find a bridge. Then meet us at Norwich. You stand out. If you remain outside the city, we'll be easily spot you. Seems that's how it is to be. It's unfortunate I cannot offer you a comfortable journey in my carriage. 2 days. No, as long as I don't rent some carrot on the way, I shall arrive at Norwich. Only 1 day after you. Until then, stay safe, and I sincerely ask you that not accept the service of any fairy horse but me. Well then, the sun will set soon. Let's hurry across the river. We'll set up camp on the other side to spend the night. Hey, there's no real rush to begin with. Norwich is just a stone throw away. We're on the schedule and we'll be right on time for our destiny. Facing such a terrifying enemy and getting them to taste the bread as delicious as this. I didn't really give much thought to the importance of a good meal before now, but it looks delicious when Tori ate, and after I tried copying her, I couldn't stop. Not to think about her has eaten a lot for someone from the Wing clan. If you're looking for someone whose purpose is food, I'd be the Fang clan. Do you happen to be from the Fang clan? No, I'm actually not from any of the 6 clans. I'm just a low-class fairy who's not even good enough to be in a clan. My habit of eating so much is because everyone in the village Tintango used to give me lots of food. The village of Tintango. Then you really did survive what was hunt for the child prophecy. No, well, I did survive, but I guess you say I managed to escape using Merlin Magecraft. It wasn't some sort of flashy show that's a bit of embellishment. Speaking of which, do you know why restaurants are so prevalent in the Fairy Kingdom, Gareth? No, I don't. I've never been into one. You see, they're actually a means of suppressing the Fang clan's violent urge. The Fang clans lack decorum. You are on embarrassment to your queens. Your Majesty, the Queen's Army. Your cravings will be satisfied for meals. I will also give you an upbringing worthy of this clan. More or less, before they knew it, it had grown into a huge franchise. Being the owner of a restaurant was suddenly a sign of success in the Fairy Kingdom. Then what was fusses over their interests like a human because? Yeah, it's to draw attention from his own barbarous nature. As a chief of the Fang clan, he has to act like a gentleman, but his true nature remains the same. He's savage, greedy, and the very personification of the Fang clan who takes pleasure in preying on the weak. Although that aspect has also calmed down with the rise of the Fairy Knights, so now he's mostly just an old man with authority. Then Woolworths isn't all that strong? Yeah, he's just another old-timer by now. Who defeated Draco are much stronger. So we should visit a restaurant after we defeat Woolworths. I've only eaten a handful of times myself, but their food is excellent. Their salads are especially good. Even battle needs their own reward, I promise you that much, just as we will help Autoria. Right, Autoria and Gareth are still over by the campfire talking to Oberon. Now then, as long as we keep our conversation all the way out here, Autoria and the others shouldn't be able to overhear us. What, am I not supposed to be on this? I'm also serving from preparators, aren't I? Guess we have no choice. Well, I guess we'll just have to tell Merce as well. Alright, let's pick up where we left off. We were talking about JK in proper human history. JK would drop the obstex into the river, but not hurt because she saw a lover. Her purpose was to crossbred with men. In the case of women, they were taken as wet nurse for children she bore. Meaning, she wanted to make children. Yeah, that's the goal, but in case of Draco in this world, does not come to pass. Even though numerous men have been dragged into the river, do you know why this is? Because if there no children can be born. That's a conclusion came to me as well. However, there is a more concerning issue. We have learned so far that fairies mimic human society. It would imply that both of them share the same way of being. What fairy society lacks, human society also lacks. In other words, humans in the Fairy Kingdom don't have the ability to reproduce naturally. The concept of giving birth is lost here. I became concerned when they used terms like previous generation and current generation, as opposed to parent and child. Hold up, it makes sense for fairies to come about naturally in the first place. They're like nature's limbs. But how could a human come into being? They can't exactly come out by themselves. Human beings are produced. I don't know if it's a technique of some artificial instruments or alchemical process of creating a homunculus. But they are created individually without parent or siblings, carefully nurtured and shipped off. Of course, marriage customs like husband and wife exist, but they cannot produce offspring. That's what it means to be human in this world. From our point of view, it's something rather inhuman. But to the fairies in this world, even Autoria and Gareth, it'll be just how things are. There'll be no room to question it. At this point, I'm not sure what to make of this whole thing. But if Yuki suddenly told him this, they might be shocked. We create tension with Autoria and the others, as such we keep disagreement among ourselves. Here, humans are limited to one generation. Alright, is this far enough away? I don't want to make anyone when they're resting for tomorrow. Something just flew out of Yuki's tent, but What was that just now? A bird? It couldn't be that. It secretly kept a bird, could it? Oops, I'm sorry. Welcome back, Blanca. What was the situation in Norwich? Would the commodity strike tomorrow, do you think? Still no signs. I see, just in time. As if Einzel's presence can't be changed. On the contrary, no comedy will strike Norwich before the child prophecy arrives, huh? If a Tori arrives there, Norwich will fall. Knowing this, Isaac brought her here. I asked her to repel the comedy, and showed her the fall of Norwich. What a despicable and coward guided him. I can't even let those involved determine their own fate. And yet, until we pass through this, none of it can begin. According to prophecy, the first spell of Toll Pearl Image is in Norwich. Alright, thank you, Blanca. You must be tired. Be sure to get some rest. No, I'm not going to tell any of them that we can't see Norwich. It's not their sin to carry. I will shoulder this burden, should I have to. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's all just as foretold, Blanca. Besides, we'll have some time before the comedy strikes, right? Both Yuki and Tori are in need of some happy memories. Tomorrow they can enjoy Norwich at their leisure. Our final battle will commence after that. Okay. Let's see. 10, 20, about 15 minutes. I guess I'll stop here for now. And finish this tomorrow, I guess. Unfortunately, I have work tomorrow. I'll just stop here for now. And good night. Thanks for stopping by. Stream. Bye bye. You're welcome.